Hi again, everybody, from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with Evan Bach, Andrew Rodwick, Brian Thomas, Sawyer Gowan, Glenda Curry, Brooks Hatch, and Garrett Dworshak. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to the West Coast League South Division Championship game tonight in a rematch of a year ago right here in this ballpark between the 7-time consecutive champion Corvallis Knights and the rival from up the road in the Rose City, the Portland Pickles. The winner will move on to play either Wenatchee or Bellingham. Those two Northern Division clubs are playing tonight for the North Division title in the beautiful Wenatchee Valley. Here in the mid-Willamette Valley, the Knights seek to continue their bid for a Grade 8. Part of the reason they're in the position they're in, the outstanding pitching they've received this year. We've talked to a good number of the young men who've contributed to the great season for the Knights, which sees them enter at 43-13 overall, which includes the 2 wins over Ridgefield in the divisional series. The Portland Pickles, by the way, are 42-14 overall after their sweep of Bend. It's a tremendous matchup. Cohen Gomez will pitch for the Corvallis Knights. He has been under the tutelage of pitching coach Cole Stringer. Bo Kearns began along with Cole at the start of the year. Bo has moved on to a great opportunity at the University of Utah. But Cole Stringer has remained, and he's done a great job as he embarks on what I think will be a highly successful coaching career. He helped Andy Peterson and Lynn Benton Community College win the GNAC championship this past spring. Now he's trying to help the Knights win a West Coast League championship as the pitching coach for Brook Knight and the Knights this summer. We'll meet Cole Stringer after this 2-minute break and then be back with the starting lineups. It's the Knights and Pickles on another beautiful night for baseball in the Mid-Valley to settle the South Division Championship and who will represent the South in the title game Friday night. Coach Stringer up next after 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Here we go, the Knights and Pickles to wrap up the South Division and who will represent the South in the championship game Friday night. The Knights certainly want to be that team, and it all starts on the mound, as it so often has through this championship run and at all levels of baseball. A guy who knows that very well is the Knights pitching coach Cole Stringer, joining me to kind of talk about the challenge of putting together a pitching rotation, as it were, for the playoffs, kind of who's hot, who's not, all of that. But just also, Cole, thanks for joining me, but to reflect on what the whole summer has been like for you. But let's start. First things first. Who gets the baseball tonight and who's hot for this ball game?
Well, everybody's hot with the day off and actually 2 days off. It allows everybody in the bullpen time to kind of recover. But Cohen Gomez is getting the ball. Stanford commit. His last 3 or 4 outings have been really, really good. He's been able to command 3 pitches, and we're excited to see him pitch tonight.
So let's just assume the Knights find their way through. Does it all depend on who you need to use to advance to Friday, or do you have something in mind for Friday?
It all depends. Yeah. We're just trying to get to Friday. Okay. We're hoping to get to Friday, and that means whoever we need to use that's hot. In terms of bullpen arms, obviously Tyner Horn and Caden Siegel are unavailable because of starts, but we'll use everybody in hopes of getting to Friday. You mentioned Tyner, a newcomer to the Knights, but then you mentioned Caden. And it's occurred to me recently, with a little help from Dan Siegel, that Caden Siegel and Sean Weiser are combined 30-2 over the last 4 years. How about that? Yeah, we were going over the stats, their individual stats, and then their stats together. But it's been remarkable what they've been able to do, and the consistency through summer ball. I'm sure that Caden would say maybe his spring season has been challenging for him. But he kind of uses this as a new start. And he's been really, really successful over the summer. Same with Sean Weiss. I mean, he just comes and he kind of does what he does, and he's been really successful. So, we were going over the stats. The stats are pretty crazy. Cole Stringer, pitching coach for the Knights, my guest. What is it that Sean does exactly? I mean, I watch him. I see a Bulldog competitor. I see a guy who hits spots and all of that. I don't see flashy stuff in terms of velo and all of that. So tell me what this young man does. Well, being left-handed always helps. There's a little bit of funkiness there. He keeps the ball down in the zone. When we look at his pitching charts, all of his pitches are in those lower corner quadrants with all of his pitches. And when you're down in the zone, regardless of the speed, obviously it's tough to get it in the air when you're down in the zone, and hitters have trouble. And when you're able to do it as consistent as Sean's been able to do it, he's been finding a lot of success because of it. Cole, Brooke is asking for you, so I'm going to ask you just one last thing. Your experience with Petey in winning in the GNAC, now a chance to win one in the West Coast. Like, what's your experience like as a coach so far? It's been amazing. I've been around 2 guys who have had successful in their own rights. Being with Petey has been amazing, and then being with Brooke, I got to play for Brooke in the West Coast or Wild West League. That was remarkable and amazing. So, no, it's been special. Cole, it's been fun to watch you. I need to turn you loose to a meeting. Go get him. Thanks a lot for everything. Thank you very much. That's Cole Stringer, my guest on the pregame show. Business, the boss is calling. Brooke was looking at me, giving me the hurry it up mode. And I felt like saying, don't you know what I'm up to here? I'm in a pregame interview on the Corvallis Knights live stream. But the only reason we have a Corvallis Knights live stream in the semifinals in the South Divisional Championship game tonight is because Brooke knows when to call meetings and what to say in those meetings. So you understand, I made the great decision to turn Cole Stringer loose to the boss, the skipper, Brooke Knight. We'll see what they talk about. We'll see how the game plays out. It's the Knights and Portland to settle the West Coast League South Division as the Knights continue to seek a great 8. The Knights and Portland Pickles coming up back in 2 minutes on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
78 degrees on this Wednesday night, and Cohen Gomez to work on Cody Kashimoto. The first pitch to Cody in there for a strike from the Stanford to be freshman right-hander. The 0-1 pitch to Cody misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike as we get underway on a beautiful evening for baseball, the South Division Championship game, which gets off to a good start for the red-hot Portland Pickles. They're confident. They feel like this is their best shot, and a team with perhaps the best shot to end the night's reign. Cody Kashimoto drills the 1-1 pitch past Kevin Takeuchi into right center field for a base hit. And we are underway on a base hit for Cody Yashimoto, leading things off for the Portland Pickles. He's the shortstop. That brings to the plate second baseman Aaron Barber. Aaron takes a strike, 0-1 the count to a young man out of Seattle, a switch hitter playing his college baseball at Pacific Lutheran. Kashimoto at first, held on by Coulter McAnally. Gomez to the plate, changeup, flailed at and missed. Excellent pitch by Cohen, and he's ahead of the count to Aaron Barber. No balls and 2 strikes. A leadoff single for Cody Kashimoto to get things started. And now an 0-2 count on Barber in a short stint this summer, hitting .360. He swings, and it's a ground ball backhanded by McAnally. Goes to Yukamoto for 1 to Cohen Gomez at first, and Cohen didn't get his foot on the bag, thus preventing the Knights from getting what would have been a sensational 3-6-1 double play. But Gomez, in running over to cover first with McAnally ranging to his right, never maintained contact with the bag. The throw from shortstop Tai Yukamoto beat the runner, Barber, but Gomez not able to get on the sack. A fielder's choice, 3-6, 1 away. Armando Briseño, the designated hitter, the batter. Breaking ball misses to Armando. 1 ball and no strikes. Very nicely done by Coulter McAnally, nearly turning one of the more difficult double plays in the game. The 3-6-3, or in this case, it would have been a 3-6-1. Fastball in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Briseño, the designated hitter in the 3-hole. Tanner Griffith, the cleanup hitter in right. Alex Govea batting 5th at third base. Josh Schleichart hitting 6th at first base. Gomez back to the plate. Breaking ball swung on and missed by Briseño. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Armando, with Aaron Barber at first, 1 out, top of the first inning just getting underway. A pleasant, slightly breezy, 78-degree, partly cloudy evening, but a great night for baseball. Gomez delivers, breaking ball, tap foul at the plate. The count remains 1-2 to Briseño. Armando, a big season in a shorter sample size, in 10 games, hit .378, but had 13 runs batted in his 10 ball games with the Portland Pickles. Again, just 1 game separating these two clubs. The Knights going 43-13, the Pickles 42-14. Both coming off sweeps in the divisional playoff round. The pitch missing to Briseño. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tanner Griffith on deck. Aaron Barber held on by McAnally. Breaking ball high, ball 3-2. Jordan Barkus, the third base coach, getting his marching orders from head coach Mark Magdaleno within the Pickles dugout on the first base side. Griffin Williams coaching at first base for Portland. The runner goes, a 3-2 fastball foul back. Aaron Barber will return to first base. It remains 3-2 to Briseño. Tanner Griffith, the cleanup hitter, on deck in right. Govea at third base hitting 5th. Schleichart hitting 6th at first. Batting 7th in left field, Diego Castellanos. Hitting 8th and catching, Connor Stewart. Tony Otis batting 9th in center. Murphy Ginger on the mound. 3-2 fastball swung on and missed. The throw from Tyler Howard sails into center field, but the stolen base recorded for Aaron Barber. Howard sailing his throw a little earlier. His folks, Tyler's folks, were sitting right next to my vantage point here. Woody and Leslie making the trip in, and their son getting an opportunity. We'll give you the Knights defensively in a moment. Gomez gets the strikeout, but Portland has, with 2 outs, a man in scoring position with Tanner Griffith at the plate. Griffith takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count to Tanner, the left-handed hitter out of St. Mary's and from Livermore in Southern California, or Northern Cal, I should say. No balls and a strike. Griffith awaits. Gomez, big leg kick, delivers. Fastball just inside. The count 1-1 to Tanner Griffith. A nice contingent of Portland Pickles fans in Goss Stadium at Coleman Field tonight in a bit of a mascot war. Dylan Pickle, Mac the Knight, Lil King all going at it in the stands. To my right in the upper grandstand where a strong contingent of Pickles fans have made the trip in. That's good to see. Good crowd here tonight to settle the South. The 1-1 pitch in there for a strike to Griffith. The count 1-2. Aaron Barber at second, 2 down. No score, top of the first. Cohen Gomez to the plate, breaking ball up. Ball 2, 2-2. Alex Govea on deck. For the Knights, Cohen Gomez and Tyler Howard, the battery. McAnally at first with Kevin Takeuchi at second. Tai Yukamoto at short. Thomas Ferragaro at third. Brandon Cabrera in left. Blake Wilson in center. Luke Lavin in right. The 2-2 pitch, a little pop-up on the right side. Kevin Takeuchi, the second baseman, makes the catch. The inning is over. Cody Kashimoto with a base hit to open the game, but Cohen Gomez retires the next 3. We go to the bottom of the first. We'll give you the Knights starting lineup when we come back into the Knights and Pickles to settle the South on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. The score in the top of the first inning now, right-hander Murphy Ginger hopes to put up a 0 and emulate his counterpart Cohen Gomez. Thomas Ferragaro leads things off against Murphy, and Ginger's first pitch is in there for a strike, leading to a lot of hollering and yelling and cheering from the Pickles contingent. 0-1 the count out of Castle Rock, Colorado, and competes at Northern Colorado in Greeley. The strike one pitch from Murphy misses just inside. 1-1 to Thomas Ferragaro, the switch-hitting third baseman for the Knights. No score, bottom of the first. Breaking ball in there for a strike. The count 1-2. Ferragaro leading off at third base. Tai Yukamoto in the 2-hole at short. Blake Wilson batting third and center. Kevin Takeuchi, the cleanup hitter at second base. Brandon Cabrera hitting fifth and left. Quinn Dufourth, the DH, hitting sixth. Side armor to the backstop. Ginger dropping down and missing badly to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Thomas. Tyler Howard batting seventh and catching. Luke Lavin hitting eighth in right field. Coulter McAnally batting ninth at first base. Cohen Gomez, the starter, breaking ball away. Ball 3, 3-2 to Thomas Ferraggiaro with Tai Yukamoto next. The Knights took 5 of 6 during the regular season against the Portland Pickles, hence the difference essentially in the seasons. Ferraggiaro fouls one back to keep the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. In that, just one game separated the 2 best teams in the league. The Knights with a 1-game advantage, but essentially 2 by virtue of having the tiebreak. That's why the game tonight is here in Corvallis, a slightly better record than the Portland Pickles, instead of being at beautiful Walker Stadium at Lentz Park, a great venue in its own right. The 3-2 pitch just misses to Thomas Ferraggiaro for ball 4. And I mean just misses. Connor Stewart attempted to bring that thing back over the plate a la Sammy White. Sammy in the 30s and 40s was considered, I think the 40s, maybe even into the 50s. I'd have to go back and look at the exact. I know Casey Stengel, the old professor, praised Sammy White for his ability to steal pitches and strikes with the art of framing. Breaking ball to Tai Yukamoto, in there for a strike in the count 0-1. Casey said of Sammy, "I'm not criticizing the man, I bow to his skill." And Connor tried to go Sammy White, but home plate umpire Rick Freitas didn't buy it. The strike 1 pitch to Tai Yukamoto, just outside. The count 1-1. No score, bottom of the first inning. A leadoff walk to the Knights' Thomas Ferraggiaro. Ferraggiaro among many who will run on this club, 19 for 21 in stolen bases. Ferraggiaro draws a throw from Ginger and dives back. The Knights stole 122 bases during the summer. Portland, 131. Both teams with a very aggressive running game. Sidearm 1-1 delivery from Ginger misses down and away to tie. Ball 2, 2-1. Murphy Ginger and Connor Stewart, the battery for Portland. Josh Leichhardt at first, Aaron Barber at second, Cody Kashimoto at short, Alex Govea at third. Ginger comes set, throws to first, and Ferraggiaro back. In the outfield for the Pickles, Diego Castellanos in left, Tony Otis in center, Tanner Griffith in right. 2-1 to the left-hand hitting Tai Yukamoto. Ferraggiaro gets his lead, and Yukamoto takes the 2-1 pitch for a strike. 2-2 the count. Rick Freitas, the home plate umpire this evening. A 4-man crew. Anthony Brown at first. Jim Courtney, the second base umpire. Anthony Artini at third. 2-2 to Tai Yukamoto. Tai swings, and it's a little fly ball to left field. Diego Castellanos playing shallowly. Looks up into the sun. Hauls the fly ball in. One away, and certainly a surprising result for Yukamoto, who is as productive in terms of moving runners, productive outs, sacrifice bunts, clutch hits as anyone on this night's roster. But in this case, just a simple fly ball leaving Ferraggiaro at first. Tai starting the night at 3:15. Now Blake Wilson, who's had an outstanding summer, steps in. A throw to first and Ferraggiaro back. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Blake hitting .287. 19 runs batted in, has taken over the day-to-day center field duties for the Knights down the stretch. Another throw to first, and again back to the bag steps Ferraggiaro. Murphy Ginger, the right-hander, getting the start in this one game to settle the South Division playoff affair. Over the top breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Murphy during the regular season, 11 games, 4 starts, 45 innings, 34 hits, only 14 walks, 46 strikeouts, a record of 3-1, and earned run average of 1.80. The strike 1 breaking ball. Blake tried to hold up, but he went around, and he's down in the count 0-2. Kevin Takeuchi on deck. If the Knights prevail, they will seek an 8th straight championship right back in this ballpark at 6:35 against either Wenatchee or Bellingham. Those two going at it at Paul Thomas Stadium in Wenatchee as we speak. A throw to first, and again, Ferraggiaro back. The Pickles have been a tremendous success story in the beautiful Rose City, and they're well represented here tonight. A lot of chance of Let's Go Pickles emanating from behind the Pickles dugout in the upper grandstand. The pitch to Blake Wilson is fouled into Urchin Alley as the breezes pick up a little bit on this Wednesday evening, blowing out to left center field. No balls and 2 strikes to Blake Wilson. Bill Ripple and Robin Conforto arrive at the ballpark stylishly late. No score, so they haven't missed anything. A throw to first base, and back to the bag goes Thomas Ferraggiaro. And if they hear my shout out to them about now, that'll give me a sense of how many seconds the delay is tonight. Did you hear it? Okay. Fastball high and inside, and the count 1-2. A shout out to the great B.G. Gould today. He's watching Major League Baseball down in Medford, surrounded by friends. B.G.'s 73rd birthday today, the de facto mayor of Medford. Happy birthday, B.G. Thanks for all you do. A throw to first base, and again diving back safely, Thomas Ferraggiaro. No score, bottom of the first inning. Murphy Ginger ahead of the count to Blake Wilson. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Murphy to the plate, fastball up and in. Ball 2, 2-2. We are in mid-August now, and so the conditions a bit more equalized this time of the season as opposed to when we got this whole thing rolling a couple of months ago, in that at this hour both pitcher and hitter engulfed in shadow. The 2-2 breaking ball taken, strike 3 called, and Brooke Knight palms up, looking in at home plate umpire Rick Freitas as if to say what gives in terms of that pitch being called a strike. But Wilson makes the slow walk back into the Knights dugout. 2 down, and Kevin Takeuchi, the hitter. And what a hitter Kevin has been. First in the spring with the USC Trojans, leading USC in many offensive categories, and has led the Knights throughout the summer as their Mickey Mantle, Carl Yastrzemski, Frank Robinson. Has there been a Triple Crown winner since Yaz? That's the question. I don't think so. But Takeuchi with another throw over to first base, driving Ferraggiaro back. Kevin at .323, 5 homers, 45 runs batted in. He leads in all 3 of those categories. Those categories have been reduced in importance in the modern era, so people don't fixate on the Triple Crown quite as much. Another throw to first base, and Ferraggiaro back. Time was the Triple Crown was considered one of the great feats, but now with OPS and WOBA and on-base plus slugging, breaking ball swung on and fouled back, and I get that. I mean, there are stats that offer more meaning, I suppose, than those 3 traditional categories. However, there's still something to be said for the traditional baseball Triple Crown. Is there not? I hope you think there is, because Takeuchi leading in all 3 is a remarkable achievement. Another throw to first base. Back to the bag goes Thomas Ferraggiaro. Murphy doing a nice job in the run game. The Knights have not attempted yet to take off. No score, bottom of the first. Kevin swings and taps one slowly up along third. A foul ball, says home plate umpire Rick Freitas, with the third baseman Alex Govea fielding the ball in foul territory to run the count to 0-2 to Kevin Takeuchi. But I'm trying to think. We had back-to-back years of the Triple Crown, and my age of awareness with baseball occurred in 1966 with Robinson. Mark Magdaleno comes out to argue the call. The home plate umpire said foul ball. The third base umpire, Anthony Artini, didn't make a call, but the home plate umpire, Rick Freitas, did. Mark Magdaleno thought that an out should have been recorded on the play. Robbie went 316, 49, and 122, and that's just because of the age of awareness. Those numbers have stayed with me for a lifetime. Backs of baseball cards, baseball literature. 316, 49, 122. Another throw to first, and Ferraggiaro back. And the following year, Yaz in 67, The Summer of Love, Impossible Dream, I believe was 326, 44, and 121. But I don't think anyone's done it in the game since. Fastball inside to Brandon Cabrera, or to Kevin Takeuchi, pardon me. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kevin with 2 down. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Ginger issued a leadoff walk to Ferraggiaro, and he has done everything he can to try to keep Thomas close to the bag. Breaking ball in the turf. Good backhand stab by Connor Stewart. The count is even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Ferraggiaro has a conservative lead. Ginger's done a good job. Sidearm 2-2 pitch misses down and away, and the count goes full to 3-2. Brandon Cabrera on deck. Ferraggiaro will be off and running on the pitch. He is held on by Schleichart. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Murphy Ginger flirts with trouble by issuing the leadoff walk, but pitches his way through. Cohen Gomez allowed a leadoff base hit and got through just fine. We have 1 inning in what we expect to be a fierce battle throughout the night to settle the South in the West Coast League. The Pickles nothing, the Knights nothing. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
News that you can trust? Subscribe to the Gazette Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette Times community. Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles.
Alex Gouveia leads things off for the Pickles in the top of the second inning, no score. First pitch, a strike from Gomez. The 0-1 offering misses to even the count at 1-1. Cohen back to the plate and runs it down and in. Ball 2, 2-1. Cohen Gomez getting the start. That's an excellent reward for his fine finish to the season. Gomez back to the plate. Fastball in there for a strike. Cohen had some issues early that he's talked about that he worked through impressively, making his 5th overall start, 32 2/3, 25 hits, 16 walks, 26 strikeouts, a record of 2-0. The pitch to Gouveia, fly ball to left field, lost in the sun by Brandon Cabrera. Gouveia into second. Blake Wilson digs the ball out on the warning track in left center. And it is a tough sun field. We mentioned the equalized conditions for hitter and pitcher with the shadows engulfing home plate and the mound, but that didn't help Brandon Cabrera any. Bright sunlight. The ball was well struck by Gouveia, and Brandon hesitated slightly as he began to range to his left, and then hesitated again, lost the ball completely in the sun for a moment. That cost him any chance of chasing that one down. Gouveia, a leadoff double. The Pickles have an excellent chance to get the early lead. Josh Schleichart takes a strike. The count 0-1. Josh out of Tigard High School and plays for Coach Magdaleno at Clark Community College. A leadoff double for Govea. No score in the second. Gomez comes set, the righty to the plate. Breaking ball just missed. And I think Brooke Knight is saying, okay, you call my guy out on a strike that really was borderline. That pitch was just as good, if not better. That seems to be the nature of Brooke's beef at the moment. And I agree with Brooke in that if the pitch to Wilson's a strike, then so is that one. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball, a one-hopper to second. Kevin Takeuchi flips to first, but Schleichart does his job. In that, Alex Govea advances to third base on the soft one-hopper off Schleichart's bat. And the Pickles, if Magdaleno should so choose, with Diego Castellanos coming to the plate, could perhaps safety squeeze a run home. Castellanos is 8 for 16 with 4 runs batted in his 5 regular season games. Gomez to the plate. Diego takes outside, ball 1-0. Castellanos out of Morgan Hill in Northern Cal and goes to St. Mary's College. Alex Govea at third, 1 out, no score in the second. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike to even the count to Castellanos. 1-1 to Diego. Connor Stewart on deck. The Knights playing their infield at normal depth. They will sacrifice a run to get a second out. Gomez from the stretch. Cohen delivers. The 1-1 pitch, a line drive to left field. Cabrera again fights the sun, makes the catch. Govea tags Alex to the plate and scores on the sacrifice fly off the bat of Diego Castellanos. The Pickles take the initial lead, and the Pickles fans are whooping it up to our right. Portland goes in front 1-0. Now, the Pickles fans who've made the trip show their passion, their commitment. The Knights fans, I would not say they are very passionate in their own right. I think at some point they'll be challenged to pick up their own sense of energy and commitment in the game in response to the visitors who indeed are having a hullabaloo over to our right. Connor Stewart takes down and away. 1-0 the count. Gomez back to the plate. Fastball in there for a strike to Connor Stewart. 1-1 the count. 2 down, a run in for Portland. For the third straight playoff game, the Knights will play from behind. Gomez ready, and the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Against Ridgefield, the Knights trailed in game 1 at the Rourke in Ridgefield 3-0. Came back to win. They trailed 4-0 against the Pickles in game 2 here and came back to win. 1-2 fastball, an inside-out hack, a grounder foul in front of the Pickles dugout, and rolling by the first base coach, one of Andy Peterson's right-hand men, Griffin Williams, coached with Cole Stringer and Petey, with LB winning the NWAC championship. The 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball, stroke to center, base hit. A 2-out single for Connor Stewart, and Tony Otis will be the hitter. Connor Stewart, who began his career at San Diego City College, had 2 hits in this ballpark against the Beavers back on March 7th in the spring. A little bit of a Portland Timbers kind of feel over there, it sounds like, to the right, with some chants going on from the Pickles fans. I've never been to a Timbers game, but I've heard that the fans do indeed. The Timbers Army carries on with, I guess, I don't know how typical that is in that world in football, but that the Timbers fans have their own special chants and sayings and so on, and the Pickles may have picked up on that. They've got something going. Tony Otis takes a breaking ball strike. The 0-1 pitch fouled back by Tony, and the count 0-2. 1-0 Portland. Tony Otis out of the University of the Pacific in Stockton from Las Vegas. 0-2 the count. Cohen ready, the righty to the plate. Fastball, a fly ball to shallow right field. Luke Lavin moves over and in a few steps. The erstwhile catcher makes the catch. The inning is over. However, a leadoff double for Alex Govea, lost momentarily in the sun by Brandon Cabrera. I think Brandon has a chance to catch it if he didn't lose it in the sun, but he did. And Govea's hit the ball well and comes home to score on the sac fly by Diego Castellanos. at the end of 1.5. Portland won, the Knights nothing. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. One nothing Portland as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Brandon Cabrera leads things off against right-hander Murphy Ginger in the first pitch. Misses low and outside. Brandon Cabrera, Quinn Dufort, and Tyler Howard in the second in the South Championship game. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 the count to Brandon. I don't know if Alan Miller is here tonight. Last year, a very special set of circumstances. One of the Pickles owners had a watch party going on outside of Cleveland. He's the owner of where Travis Pizzana is now playing, the Lake County Captains, east of the Cleveland Guardians Major League franchise. So Alan set up a watch party for this same event a year ago, virtually 1 year ago today. The 2-1 fastball to Brandon Cabrera swung on and missed. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. In fact, the South Division title game last year was on August 12th right here. August 14th here in 24. The 2-2 pitch, a tapper backhanded by Ginger. Turns and throws to Schleichhardt at first for the out. One away, and Quinn Dufort, the designated hitter, will come to the plate for the Knights. Cabrera, by the way, beginning the evening at .314, a couple of homers and 30 runs batted in. Dufort just under the 300 mark, standing in at .299 with 24 runs batted in. 1-0 Pickles, bottom of the second inning. Ginger from the stretch with nobody on. Fastball inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Ginger again ready, comes back to the plate, breaking ball away, ball 2, 2-0. A good summer for Quinn Dufort, a two-way player. It's been fun to watch him do his thing both on the mound and as a hitter. He takes high and away, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Quinn trying to get on base as Ferraggiaro did last inning on ball 4. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike and the count 3-1. One nothing Pickles picking up a run in the top of the inning. The 3-1 pitch is taken for a strike and the count 3-2. Two-way player on his way to the University of Portland. Slaps one off the glove of the charging third baseman Alex Govea. And Dufort is aboard. An inside-out swing produced a bit of a tweener in terms of the chopper towards third. Govea, I think, did what he had to do. He charged the baseball, but the hop didn't quite come up for him as he thought it would and glanced off the heel of his glove. It is an error on Govea. And Tyler Howard, the hitter. Tyler's had a very good summer as he tries to play his way into a bigger role with Quinn Dufort and company and the Portland Pilots next spring. It's a line drive, backhanded by Schleichart, who steps on the bag at first. Double play, and the inning is over. Howard hit the ball on the screws and has a double play to show for it. No runs, no hits, an error, nobody left. After 2, Portland 1 and the Knights nothing. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Cody Kashimoto to the plate for the second time tonight. The leadoff hitter for the Pickles steps in against Cohen Gomez, leading matters off here in the third. 1-0 Portland. The first pitch to Kashimoto misses high and away, ball 1. Cody singled to open the game. Gomez back to the plate. Good fastball in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Kashimoto, Aaron Barber, and Armando Briseño for the Pickles in the third. Cohen rocks back, the right-hander ready, comes to the plate, low and in, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Cohen Gomez's grandparents in the ballpark tonight. Big Cohen, 6'3", 210, Anaheim Hills in the Southland, Stanford bound. The 2-1 fastball just missed, and the count goes to 3-1. Aaron Barber awaits. Gomez back to the plate, the 3-1 pitch on the inside corner to run the count full to 3-2. Very good crowd here. The Pickles draw extremely well at Walker Stadium at Lentz Park. The 3-2 pitch is high and away for ball 4. It has been a tremendous success story in the Rose City. The announcement made in March of 2015 about a new baseball team coming to Portland to play at Walker Stadium. Then a vote for the team nickname with the choices, the Red Dogs, the Pliers, the Mudhounds, the Pixels, the Posse, and the Pickles. And the Pickles prevailed. The team began play in the West Coast League in June of 2016. A bunt fielded by McAnally. He will take it to the bag himself. Aaron Barber gets the sacrifice down on the first pitch that he sees. Into second base goes Kashimoto, and Armando Briseño with an opportunity to drive in a run. Tanner Griffith on deck. Essentially 2 chances at it. Coach Magdaleno, a good old baseball man, playing the short game, and Barber moves Kashimoto into second. Briseño struck out against Gomez in the first. 1-0 Portland in the third. Breaking ball a little bit high, ball 1, 1-0 to Briseño. It's been a little bit inconsistent from Rick Freitas tonight back at the plate as to what constitutes a strike. Blake Wilson would attest. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball, chop, foul, back of third and past Jordan Barkus, the third base coach. 1 ball and 1 strike to Briseño. Portland has been a great baseball city through the years. I know the Portland Diamond Project is still at work, quietly, but still at work, trying to bring the biggest brand of all to the Rose City. That effort nearly reached fruition in 1964 with the Delta Dome. Narrowly defeated in a vote, and Portland would have beaten Seattle to the NFL and Major League Baseball had that passed. 1-2 the count to Briseño. Breaking ball down and away. Ball 2, 2-2. But memories were fresh from the Vanport flood, and there were concerns about the land and whether it would be sustainable and not be susceptible perhaps again to a natural disaster along those lines. 2-2 breaking ball swung out and missed for strike 3. The pitch gets away from Tyler Howard. The throw to first is in time for the out. Good hustle by Tyler. He gets the strikeout at first on Briseño. On the play, Kashimoto advances to third. But the strikeout is in the books. 2 down, and Tanner Griffith, the batter. The city of Portland has seen the Portland Monograms in 1886, the Portland Willamettes in 1890, the Pacific Northwest League 1903 to 17, and the PCL several different runs through the years. First pitch from the right-hander Cohen Gomez in there for a strike to Tanner Griffith. 0-1 the count. 1-0 Portland, the Pickles of the West Coast League. The team that holds Portland's hearts now, and a good crowd enjoying Pickles baseball here tonight in Corvallis. But the Knights fans coming to life. The strike 1 breaking ball from Gomez drops in for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Cody Kashimoto at third. 1-0 Portland trying to add to it here in the third inning. Gomez from the stretch kicks and comes with a strike 2 fastball. Up and in, ball 1, 1-2 to Tanner Griffith. Tanner popped out to second base in the first inning. Breezes continuing to blow out to left center. The sun and left continues to be problematic. Breaking ball from Gomez misses down and in. Ball 2, 2-2 to Tanner. Cody Kashimoto, a leadoff walk. He's now at third base with 2 down. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gomez ready. The 2-2 pitch, high and away, ball 3. Govea, who doubled last inning, is on deck. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the left-hand hitting Tanner Griffith. Gomez was 0-2, now 3-2. Comes out of the stretch with a 3-2 fastball just outside for ball 4. Good plate appearance for Tanner Griffith. He worked it from 0-2 to ball 4. The second walk of the inning, and now Alex Govea to the plate. Govea doubled to lead things off last inning. Brooke Knight is a little bit hot tonight. Rick Freitas standing stoically, hands on his hips, staring out, and a little bit of conversation going on with Tyler Howard, the Knights catcher. It appears to be amicable in nature, but I would suggest that Brooke a little less than amiable. The first pitch, fastball on the outside corner for a strike to Govea. 0-1 the count. Runners at the corners and 2 down. 1-0 Portland in the third. We'll see if Coach Magdaleno has a play in mind in a first and third situation. The runner does go. The strike 1 pitch is a strike. Howard bluffs, and jogging into second base, Tanner Griffith. He was hoping to induce a throw, but a nice job by Tyler kind of computing everything. He knows he now has an 0-2 count on Govea. The double last inning notwithstanding. A pitch away from getting out of the inning. Second and third, 2 down. The strike 2 pitch from Gomez. Breaking ball, a fly ball to left. Cabrera fights the sun again, but he goes back this time to find it and make the catch to retire the side. That is a tough sun out in left. It hurt Cabrera last inning, and it almost got him again, it appeared, here in the third. but he hauls it in, and the Pickles leave 2 in scoring position. And at the end of 2.5, the Pickles won, the Knights nothing, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Portland. Luke Lavin steps in against Murphy Ginger and takes a first pitch breaking ball for a strike. 0-1 the count to Big Luke, playing in right field tonight. Kason Consarina called home for a meeting that he needed to apparently be at UCLA, but he's hopeful to be able to come back and join the team Friday. Luke Lavin whacks one into left center field. Castellanos hustles over, makes a nice play to keep the ball from getting through to the gap. A long single for Luke Lavin to open the bottom of the third. Coulter McAnally will be the hitter. Lavin comes through with the Knights' first base hit of the evening against Murphy Ginger. McAnally steps in. Brooke Knight, like his counterpart, Mark Magdaleno, both coaches enjoy the short game and deploy it often. We'll see if Coulter is bunting, and he is, and he gets it down up along third. Gouveia throws to second, and the ball goes into center field. Lavin started to go away from second. He stays, he's safe, everybody's safe. Lavin slid hard into second, comes up shaking his right leg a little bit, but he's in there safely, and I'm hoping that ankle's okay. He slid hard into second with the shortstop, Cody Kashimoto, heading over to cover. Gouveia with his second error of the evening, and he actually did a good job to get to the ball charging and had a play at second. But I think he even had a chance to maybe set himself and make an accurate throw, but he threw off balance on the run. Lavin sliding aggressively into second, a board on the throwing error, fielder's choice. Thomas Ferraggiaro, the batter, he bunts up along third, foul. No balls and 1 strike, the count. Congratulations to Keith and Vicky Taylor. They're in the ballpark tonight. They have been a host family for the Knights, I think, since year 1 in 2007. Keith and Vicky celebrating their 45th anniversary tonight here on this 14th of August of 2024. They hosted Blake Wilson through the summer of 24. 0-1 the count. Ferraggiaro again bunting, a good bunt towards Gouveia at third. Alex charges, gloves, and throws to the second baseman, Aaron Barber, covering. Ferraggiaro gets the sacrifice down 5-4. 1 away on the play. Lavin into third, Coulter McAnally into second, and Tai Yukamoto, the hitter. 1-0 Pickles, bottom of the third inning. And Yukamoto with an opportunity to get the Knights even and perhaps even give them the lead. Knights founder and CEO Dan Siegel will be joining me here in the 4th and 5th innings. He's making his way up to our press availability area adjacent to the McGrath family press box. The pitch to Yukamoto Breaking ball from Ginger misses low and inside, ball one. The tying run, Luke Lavin at third base, Coulter McAnally at second. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Pickles. Ginger's 1-0 pitch way outside. Ball two, 2-0. Dan and his brother founding the Aloha Knights with the sponsorship of Penny Knight back in 1990. And what an amazing evolution and success story it has been. 2 balls and no strikes the count. The South Division Championship game. The Pickles leading 1-0. The Knights trying to change that here in the bottom of the third. The 2-0 pitch just outside to tie for ball three. 3-0. The Pickles are playing their infield at normal depth. They will sacrifice giving up the tying run to try to stay out of a big inning. 3-0 to tie Yukamoto. Ginger from the stretch. The 3-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 3-1. Ty flied to left field in the first. Luke Lavin at third, Coulter McAnally at second, 1 out. Murphy Ginger's 3-1 pitch, Yukamoto golfs one foul into the lower grandstand down the left field side. Just below the Jack Riley concourse, Gene Riley, Pam Riley, Hogan Airy all in the ballpark tonight. Saw them walking into the ballpark before the game. Wonderful to have that great baseball family in our midst. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Portland. Ginger's 3-2 pitch, a slap shot into left, base hit. Coming down the line to score is Lavin. McAnally into third. Yukamoto racing for second. The throw, he's out at second. 2 down, and not the best of decisions by Ty. The Knights pull even at 1, but the risk-reward out of proportion. The throw cut off by Gouveia on the base hit to left for Yukamoto, and Ty tried to pick up 90 feet, and with only 1 out, that's the problem with it. Great job, though, by Ty to get the Knights even at 1 on his base hit to left field. But Yukamoto, I understand the aggressiveness. He's a tremendous baseball player, high IQ. But in this case, he's risking that second out when a fly ball can give you the lead with an out. And so Ty probably, it would have been better served just to take the aggressive turn and hold. He tried to pick up the extra 90 feet and is thrown out. He does get the RBI single to tie at 1. McAnally at third, a slow roller up along third, charged by Gouveia, and he throws to first, and the inning is over. The base running aggressiveness on Yukamoto's part. He came through with a base hit, trying to get the extra base, probably cost the Knights taking the lead. However, they do pull even on another clutch base hit by Ty Yukamoto. The inning is over. It is unearned for the Knights. We'll visit with Dan Siegel as we go here in the next couple of innings, guys, so get that second mic hot. The Knights pull even. They leave 1 at the end of 3. Portland 1 and the Knights 1 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
We want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, the one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Thank you. Where are we? Okay. Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium of Coleman Field, the Pickles 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error. The Knights 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. Cohen Gomez goes to work in this 1-1 tie on Josh Schleichart and jumps ahead of Josh. No balls and 2 strikes. Cohen works from the rocking wind-up, kind of a modified stretch position, and delivers a fastball to Schleichart with good run over the inner half. Strike 3 called, a 3-pitch punch-out for Gomez to open the 4th, and Diego Castellanos will be the hitter. Well, I mentioned it would be my honor to welcome Dan Siegel to our broadcast here for a little bit of our ball game tonight in the South Division title game, a rematch from last year. Gomez to the plate, first pitch a little low to Castellanos. Dan, a great crowd, a great night, another big event.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, beautiful weather. You know, the Pickles brought a contingent, so it's a rivalry game. And Cohen Gomez, the right-hander, who's going to Stanford, is doing a heck of a job. He's got squeezed a little bit. We got I was in the box. We got TrackMan, 5 strikes. So
been interesting.
He's battled.
The 1-1 pitch is fouled away off the light standard and back down like a skipping stone across the river on the top of the dugout, the Knights dugout on the third base side. The count 1-2, the Knights and Pickles to settle the South Division, and we're expecting a fierce ball game throughout, and it is 1-1 in the 4th. Gomez delivers, breaking ball down and in.
Yeah,
ball
he's
2.
Cohen's doing a great job. I'm really proud of him. He's had a fantastic season. He's one of many young guys that have stepped up this summer.
It's been a great relationship with Stanford. A 2-2 fastball foul back, and I think it's Coach Esker who said he likes to send players here. He says, I trust the Knights, and that's a great compliment to yourself, to Brooke, to the coaches here through the summers. I know that means a lot to hear that from a guy like Esker. The 2-2 pitch on the way from Gomez, lifted to left field. It's been a tough field. Cabrera doesn't find the ball again, and it lands in front of him for a base hit. It's the toughest sun for Brandon all year. I mean, that's 3 times now, Dan, that he's lost a ball in the sun. That was a fly ball to left for an out, and it lands in front of him.
That's tough luck, man.
Yes, it is.
I mean, we've had a lot of good luck, Mike, and early in this game, Gomez squeezed it a little bit. Tyler Howard hit that ball down the line, right? That thing gets by the first baseman. That's a run.
Yep.
And being aggressive at second, I think you might have got the bag.
Well, we just had V, one of our interns, show us a still shot from the live stream feed suggesting that the hand was in before the tag.
Yeah.
Ty came up a little angry that he was called out. Breaking ball misses to Connor Stewart. 1-0 the count. You can see Brandon shielding the sun with his glove as he awaits the 1-0 pitch from Gomez, but that's tough. And again, Cohen having to pitch through a number of things, tries to continue to do so. Good fastball, fisted foul into the stands on the right side and down into Urchin Alley. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, you brought up Stanford. We're fortunate to work with programs like Utah, Gary Henderson, UCLA, John Savage, Coach Kelly at UW, who's now at A&M.
Fly ball into shallow right field. It's a long run for Coulter McAnally, who makes a sensational over-the-shoulder catch. Back at first down the line. Takeuchi, Lavin, and McAnally. Lavin and Kevin had no shot at it. McAnally raised his back to home plate and makes a spectacular catch, Dan.
That was fantastic. He's played such good defense. Coulter and Quinn have really improved there at first. They've been good around the bag. Again, Coulter's, prepping to be a two-way guy at Utah. So, we know what he can do on the mound. He was a weekend starter for the Utes, and now, he's really learning that position, Mike.
Boy, what a catch.
Yeah.
Great play by McAnally. 2 down, Tony Otis, the batter. Tony flied to right field in the second. Kaysen Concerina not with the club, hoping to be back Friday night, from what I hear. The pitch to Tony misses ball 1. 1-0, but it's going to take some work. The Pickles clearly are good. Just 1 game back of the Knights with the best overall record. They've got a great fan base support. The 1-0 fastball, a strike to Tony Otis. The count 1-1. This game, it doesn't surprise me that we're in a fight here in the 4th inning.
Pickles are good, man. They can really pitch. They got some good team chemistry going on. They won 40 games. That's hard to do in a short summer.
1 ball and 1 strike the count. Cohen turns and throws
Got
to
him.
first.
Oh,
Well,
he had him leaning.
He
Had
certainly
him leaning.
did. The leaner, Diego Castellanos, and just did get back. That was a nice move by Cohen.
Yeah, really good move.
1 ball and 1 strike to Tony Otis. A 1-1 tie in the 4th. Cohen from the stretch delivers. Fastball lifted to right center field. It's a long run and will be too long. The ball fielded on a hop by Blake Wilson. He turns and throws to second, but not in time. Into third base goes Diego Castellanos, and Tony Otis into second with a double to right center field.
You know, Mike, that was a good pitch. I mean, he did not hit that hard. That didn't come off the bat all that good. You know what it found? Real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of those balls that,
Yep.
sometime you put him in the right spot, but not a bad pitch by the young man. He hasn't had a lot of breaks.
Here comes Cole Stringer, who was my pregame show guest. I've really enjoyed watching Cole at work with these guys as we did with Bo Kearns and Cole together at the start of the year. But Cole, who was just pitching himself professionally a couple of summers ago, I think is on a great track now, working with Petey over at LB, winning the NWAC championship, now hoping to win a West Coast League title. Cole's got the right stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, I really like Cole. He's done a fantastic job, he started at University of Oregon. He's a Central Catholic kid. I mean, he cares a lot. He's serious. He knows the craft, and he's been good with the kids,
He comes out to have a talk with Cohen, and you're right. Cohen has pitched through a lot of difficult circumstances here tonight. One of his, in that sense, grittiest outings so far.
For sure.
Now,
made some really good pitches.
He's got to make some good ones here to a kid who singled to right to open the game, walked in the 3rd inning. We're in the 4th of a 1-1 tie, but the Pickles with runners at 2nd and 3rd. They try to dethrone the Knights, who've won 7 straight. Cody Kashimoto takes a strike. The count 0-1. But those fans, I give them credit. They came down here in good numbers, bought a lot of tickets, and they're chanting constantly throughout this ball game.
Has a soccer feel.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. A little Portland Timbers-esque. Breaking ball, a good one in there. Strike 2. I'll tell you what, Danny, Danny. Yeah. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, it is. He's looked good. I've been impressed. He's a young kid. He'll get on campus this fall.
Right.
Palo Alto.
No balls and 2 strikes. 2nd and 3rd, 2 down for the Pickles in this 1-1 tie. Cohen to the plate, breaking ball down and in. 1-2 the count. I've enjoyed the development of his changeup too this summer. It's been a really big pitch for him.
Yeah, it's been a really neat summer for him. These kids get to try a lot of different things. That's the beauty of summer ball, and that's how you work. Tweak on things and develop and get better.
1-2 the count. The pitch to Kashimoto. Slap foul in front of the Knights dugout and into the dugout. The count remains 1-2. We were texting back and forth. Caden Siegel, your son, Sean Weiss together, and 4 summers together are 30-2 here, Dan. That's really special.
Yeah, actually 32-3.
When I add in the non-league games, right?
In the postseason.
In the postseason. Well, 32-3.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. The 1-2 pitch on the way in the turf. Good block by Tyler Howard. The count 2-2.
Yeah, they've really been horses for us, and we're going to miss them. And just played roles here.
Yeah.
And a big part of this run.
They want to be part of it.
Yep.
Again, maybe tonight, but certainly come Friday night. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Gomez to the plate, change up, got him swinging.
Beautiful.
The inning is over. What a job by Cohen Gomez, working through the difficult circumstances. The Pickles strand too. Hang around, Dan. We'll continue the conversation with the Knights founder and CEO about some of the aspects of this wonderful 2024 season. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It remains the Pickles 1 and the Knights 1 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the fourth inning, a 1-1 tie remains 1-1 thanks to some excellent work by Cohen Gomez. Now Kevin Takeuchi takes a swing at the sidearm breaking ball and misses from Murphy Ginger. Murphy drops down again, and the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. Kevin struck out swinging in the first. The Knights' Triple Crown guy, leading in batting average, homers, and RBIs, takes another sidearm breaking ball down and away. 1-2 the count. Bottom of the fourth, the 1-1 tie. Takeuchi, Brandon Cabrera, and Quinn Dufort. Mike Parker visiting with Knights CEO, co-founder Dan Siegel. Over the top breaking ball, swung on and missed. Strike three, one away. Ginger's got a little something, doesn't he?
He's throwing out of two different slots.
Right.
You don't see that very often.
No.
And, he's pretty efficient out there. I mean, it's pretty nasty stuff. And, again, coming out of those different slots, I mean, tough to pick up. He's going to be tough to barrel.
Brandon Cabrera, a little number back to Ginger in the second, swings and hits one foul into Urchin Alley off the facade of Dixon Rec. No balls and one strike. I hear the mention of Smith glass on the cutting edge since 1945 with the sound of glass breaking on that foul ball. The 0-1 pitch from Ginger inside, but that just gets us thinking, Dan, about the sponsorships, about all the people that have committed and been such a big part of the success of Corvallis Knights baseball in this community through all these years. And I don't think we have enough time to thank everybody that probably deserves it. Breaking ball, a strike, and the count 1-2 to Cabrera. But I know part of why you're up here, and I appreciate you joining me, but is to say thank you to a lot of important, special people.
We're grateful. This is a community team, and thankful for you, Mike. You're just the best in the business, and you're a big part of this.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. I kind of want to give a shout out to our production crew. We went from the worst live stream in the league to maybe the best. And
the 2-2 pitch fisted foul. It remains 2-2 to Cabrera.
And a lot of it has to do with our young media team. Evan Bach, Brian Thomas, Andrew Roderick. They're doing outstanding work. And
Eliana Gottlieb and Sawyer Gowan and the analytics team, they're all
side,
part of it.
Yeah, they're great. But, you mentioned the sponsors. We've got a big lineup of partners, and they make this thing go. But, we've been so fortunate, to play here in this facility and partner with Oregon State. But, this team doesn't happen without, Penny Knight and my brother getting this thing off the ground. And Penny's been so good to us and nurturing and a big part of our success, and we appreciate that. And we remember our roots, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then guys like Pat Casey who got us here. Without Case, this doesn't happen. And Bob DeCarlis, the athletic director at the time, was fantastic, and just so fortunate to work with all these people that bring us this type of level of baseball. And for this community to connect and come together. And we're thankful for the fans that come here. All summer long, we've averaged as high as $18.50 a game a couple years ago, and I always like to say the Harbaugh thing. Nobody's got it better than us. Who's got it better than us?
The 3-2 pitch to Cabrera after fouling off several pitches.
Great at bat.
Brandon takes ball.
And he's
four.
an Aloha kid, Mike.
Yes,
went to Aloha High School. A lot of good things came from Aloha, Mike.
Including the original Aloha Knights.
The Aloha Knights. Joe Siegel, Dan Siegel,
going back
Rich
to
Cermoni,
1990.
Jeff Moore,
Yeah.
Eric Gunderson.
When you started this thing in 90 there,
Yes.
and think about here we are now. What do you,
it's
what
wild.
comes to your mind?
Well, I remember, I think Joe asked Penny, hey, what do you think? We don't want to play softball. Should we? Could you get us uniforms? And, we've, kind of grown and fell in love with this thing from the very beginning. And,
It's been great. Just an amazing story. The throw to first and Cabrera back. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the fourth inning. Quinn Dufort, the batter. Quinn takes a good slider from Ginger for a strike. The count 0-1. Brandon can run. The Knights haven't been on the move yet. We'll see if Brooke in the third base box. And speaking of being thankful
Yes.
to people,
I
how
mean,
about the skipper?
The skipper. Well, one thing I wanted to mention on the broadcast tonight was just, our appreciation for the coaching staff. Coach Knight, he's magic, man. He's great with the kids on the development side, but he knows how to bring guys together, the chemistry part. No one does it better than Brooke.
Strike one pitch to Dufort is in there for strike two.
And then Ed Nags, is great. And Uni, Uni's so special. You've been around, Mike. And
it's amazing.
The young coaches like Bo Kearns and Cole Stringer, again, just very fortunate. And then, the front office, Derek's doing a great job. He continues to grow in his role. Bree was awesome when she was running this thing. But we've had so many good workers and interns.
Heather and Colleen have done great work this summer.
Absolutely. Colleen's killing it as our hospitality manager. Heather's been hustling and learning the ropes, and she's a true pro, doing a great job.
Cabrera continues to draw throws from Murphy Ginger.
He throws a lot over there, Mike. You were right.
I told you. I said, if we get a guy on base, we'll have some more time to thank people.
Yes. No.
Because Murphy does throw over again. He does a good job, though, in the run game. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the fourth. The strike two pitch to Quinn misses a little bit high and away. 1-2 the count. Mac the Knight, Lil King.
Lil King's been with us forever.
Yeah.
No, it's been a lot of fun being around this, and you can't really put into words the streak. 7 titles in a row, that doesn't happen. I probably can't beat you 7 times in ping pong in a row.
The 1-2 breaking ball on
That's
the
a
inside
really good
corner,
pitch.
strike 3 called. Ginger made several good ones in that sequence to do for it. Got ahead with that type of breaking ball and finishes Quinn off with the same pitch. 2 down in the inning. Tyler Howard, who hit a bullet, into a double play, comes to the plate. Tyler's had a good summer. He's
a leader, man.
Yeah, he really has.
He's a leader. He's a good defender, and he can hit. He really can.
I think it's been an important summer for them in terms of his role next year on the Bluff, a program that means a lot to the Knights and Coach Loomis, and they so close to knocking down that NCAA tournament door. Tyler, I think, has a chance to be a big part of the season next spring.
Well, yeah, he's already a big part of it, but I think this summer's been good for him in terms of leadership and getting more reps and being ready to kind of take charge back there for UP. But Loomis has done a fantastic job with that program. This guy throws over like I've never seen.
No,
Can't do that in the big leagues anymore.
He may have to adjust when he gets there. Another throw driving back, Brandon Cabrera. No balls and a strike, 2 down, a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the fourth inning. Another throw to first.
Well, speaking of alumni, Loomis, coached the Knights for 5 years and did a great job. Won an NBC World Series, kind of lit the fire here, and now look what he's doing at University of Portland. So it's fun to have that connection.
The strike 1 pitch to Tyler misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the fourth. If the Knights win tonight, they play here Friday against either Wenatchee or Bellingham for an opportunity for an 8th straight title. But certainly the Pickles giving the Knights everything they can handle. Another throw to first, and back to the bag goes Brandon Cabrera.
This game might get long, Mike. But the Pickles are tough, man. This is their best season, and they bring it. And
it's been a good story up in Portland. Over the top to Howard. Fastball hit foul to the right and out of play. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Once again, I look around and I see the crowd that's here. This is a crowd that gets it, that's all in on the Knights and what's at stake. There's no promotional calendar on their refrigerator that tells them about this. Another throw to first, and it tells you kind of the core and the base that you've built. This is the core
right here. It's a good core. We really leverage that core because they come back year in and year out, and they love baseball. It's a baseball town, as you know, Mike.
1-2 the count to Tyler Howard.
He threw over again.
Another one over there.
I don't understand.
Back. Really? I'm wondering what
throws.
You think.
I just you don't see this often in college baseball.
You don't. But Cabrera has remained. Now he goes, and the pitch is a ground ball to short. Kashimoto charges, gloves, throws, and gets him. The inning is over, and I can tell by Ginger's reaction saying, heck yeah, he said, heck yeah.
Yeah.
And he threw his hands in the air like, bring it on. You're mad at me for throwing over. He says to the fans, bring it on.
Yeah,
and so it's a competitive,
baseball,
a very competitive game. Looks like we're going to see a pitching change. That'll take a little time. Before we take the break,
Sure.
Dan, anything else you want to share on this special night at Gosh?
Well, just appreciation for the players, too. It's been fun to watch these guys and get to know them. Super gritty. They defend. They pitch well. They compete. They're really good in the community. They've been a pleasure, you know, for those parents that are tuning in. Your kids are awesome. We're just a small part of their journey, and we feel like it's a privilege to be in the position we're in, and your guys are just wonderful, and they continue to blossom and get better. I'm just so proud of this group. I think you might even agree with me, Mike, that they've overachieved this summer. I mean,
yeah,
show
I think
respect.
so.
I mean,
yeah.
We ended with a 41 and 13 record.
Yes.
And there's 3 or 4 other teams that you could say, on paper, maybe better, but they just grind it out.
Right.
And I think they're a tough group. I would
agree.
leave it with that. So really proud. I hope we keep this thing rolling.
Well, Dan, I hope to see you Friday night.
Yes, absolutely. And thanks for letting me have a little time up here. But I appreciate you. And, again, another shout-out to the production crew.
Yeah.
And Brendan Brucker, who kind of put it all together, the equipment.
Brendan, I see him as we speak, a season ticket holder.
Yeah,
but he a few tweaks and adjustments at the start of the live stream season last year and this. And you're right about Evan and Andrew and Brian. They've been a great crew to work with and put out a fantastic product.
Yep,
so.
Awesome, man. Thank you, and thank you, fans, and thank you, Mike.
Congratulations, Dan.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you.
Yep, thanks.
We go to the top of the 5th inning. It remains a 1-1 tie, a 60-second break. We'll be back in 60 on the night's live stream and Joe Radio. Gabe Hernandez delivers a 2-0 pitch to Aaron Barber, who drills it through the box into center field. Gabe essentially had to duck out of the way of it. Aaron Barber with a leadoff single here in the 5th of a 1-1 tie in the West Coast League South Division championship game. Armando Briseño, the hitter. Armando's been up twice and struck out twice against Cohen Gomez, who had, for me anyway, just watching many of his starts this summer, as gritty and tough and a competitive start as he's had all summer, having to deal with a variety of circumstances. A butt attempt missed by Armando Briseño, 0-1 the count. To wit, a fly ball lost in the sun by Brandon Cabrera in the 2nd that ended up going for a double, leading to the Pickles' only run in this 1-1 tie. Hernandez, strike one pitch, a stroke to center field, base hit. Aaron Barber stops at 2nd. Gabe Hernandez, who has had a brilliant summer, gives up back-to-back singles to open the inning, and Tanner Griffith, who was popped to 2nd and walked, will come to the plate. Gomez goes 4, and now Gabe Hernandez, the workhorse on the night staff, into the game with runners at 1st and 2nd and nobody out. Gabe, 21 appearances on the regular season with an ERA of 2.20 and 3 saves. The Knights anticipating Griffith, although a cleanup hitter will be up there to bunt, and Tanner does get the bunt down, fielded by Hernandez. He didn't even look at third. Ferragaro was backpedaling to get over there for a potential play, but the teammates for Gabe must have been calling out 1-1-1, and he didn't even glance at third. I thought he got the ball in good enough shape to perhaps have a shot at cutting down Barber at third. But Griffith gets the sacrifice executed 1-3. Alex Gouveia, the batter. Alex has doubled to left, the one lost in the sun, and flied to left. No more Sun Field. The Knights pitch out. Wow. You don't see that happen very often, but anticipating perhaps a suicide squeeze play or some sort of squeeze maneuver on the part of Mark Magdaleno. A pitch out, nothing doing on the base paths from Aaron Barber at third. Armando Briseño at second, the Knights infield halfway. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike to Gouveia. 1-1 the count. No more sun affecting the action at all. In fact, not a sliver of it anywhere, save on the newly covered batter's eye out in straightaway center field. A little bit of sun still on that. Second and third, one out for the Pickles. Hernandez to the plate. Fastball just missed, and the Knights dugout is just saying, where is it? Where is it? According to TrackMan, 5 different pitches were missed on Cohen Gomez, and the Knights dugout as one almost fell off the railing moments ago as the count goes to 2-1 on Gouveia instead of 1-2. It's a big swing. Hernandez trying to work through it. Delivers a ground ball up the middle into center field. Base hit. Barber scores. Briseño right behind him to score. 3 hits in the inning, and the Pickles lead it 3-1. The drawn-in infield is the reason that 2 runs score, and why there are times that coaches will choose to not play halfway. They'll play to give up a run instead of 2. And had the Knights infield been at normal depth, they would have gotten an out, I think, on the play. But being halfway, that ball was able to scoot through the middle by Yukimoto and Takeuchi into center. The Pickles with a 3-1 lead. The first pitch to Josh Schleichart, fouled at the plate. The count 0-1. Gabe Hernandez has allowed 3 hits in the inning. And that may prompt some activity in the Knights bullpen. Somebody is indeed jogging down there, but just one person. There are already several people in the pen. The Pickles trying to dethrone the 7-time champion Corvallis Knights, and they have a 3-1 lead in the 5th, the biggest deficit the Knights have faced during the run in the postseason this late that I can recall. The strike one pitch missing down and away, 1-1 the count. In spotting Ridgefield leads, they did so early, 3-0 and 4-0, and by this time of the game were finding their footing and coming back to tie or take the lead. Schleichart takes a strike from Gabe, and the count 1-2. But the Pickles with 2 base hits to open the inning, a sacrifice, a 2-run single for Gouveia, and their fans are out chanting the Knights fans here, even though the Knights fans are here in greater number. The pitch is outside, a throw down to first. Back to the bag goes Alex Gouveia. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. The Knights have won every West Coast League championship since the Bend Elks won it in 2015. The 2-2 pitch, a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Takeuchi. Steps on second for 1 and on to first for the double play to retire the side. However, Portland strings 3 hits together in the inning. The Pickles score 2 runs. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Portland 3, the Knights 1. Playoff baseball presented by Pioneer Connect on the Knights live stream back in 90 on Joe Radio. Bottom of the fifth inning, the Knights trailing 3-1. Murphy Ginger has pitched extremely well. His first pitch to Luke Lavin, a breaking ball outside, ball one. Luke, a base hit and scored a run in the third, the Knights' lone run in this WCL South Division title game. Ginger's 1-0 pitch, Lavin a ground ball foul back at first. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke. Coulter McAnally on deck with Thomas Ferragaro to follow. Nice to see Jay Reese in the ballpark tonight. He's here with Chris Gray. They saw Brian Brooks earlier today. Said Brian's doing well. We miss Brian as the PA voice of the Corvallis Knights for so many summers, doing such a great job. The 1-1 pitch to Lavin is in there for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Luke. Coulter McAnally next, 3-1 Portland in the fifth. Jay's heading up to Portland to celebrate his dad, Duke, turning 89 tomorrow. 89 years young for Jay's papa. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luke Lavin, leading things off for the Knights in the bottom of the fifth. Sidearm breaking ball fouled at the plate, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luke. 3-1 Portland, bottom of the fifth, as the Pickles attempt to knock the Knights off their lofty perch they've occupied for nearly a decade. They won the championship in 2016 and have won every one, save for the COVID year when even their Wild Wild West entry under Brook Knight won that league too, for what it's worth. 7 consecutive West Coast League championships, but certainly being challenged here tonight by an outstanding Portland club. Lavin fouls one away, 1-2 the count. Murphy Ginger has gone all the way and has pitched very well. Over the top of the 1-2 pitch, Lavin bangs it into right field. Base hit. Luke, hot down the stretch of the season, is 2 for 2 tonight. And Coulter McAnally will come to the plate. Maybe a mug. I'm tired of caffeine. I hate the sweet stuff. I need something like a mug or two with ice, a little can. A leadoff single for Luke Lavin. Coulter McAnally shows bunt, even down 2 runs. Coulter takes a strike, pulling the bat back and taking. 0-1 the count. A little surprised that Coulter would be bunting down 2 runs. 1 I certainly understand, but we'll see what Brook has in mind on the 0-1 pitch. Coulter not bunting. Lifted foul above the Omaha room. We look up into an increasingly cloudy sky. I heard on a forecast earlier today, did I hear the announcer correctly? It was a Rose City radio station. I thought I heard him speak in terms of potential rain this weekend here in the Valley. The strike 2 pitch to McAnally, a blooper into shallow left, and it will be caught on an incredible play. A diving catch by Kashimoto. The throw back to first, not in time. Luke Lavin just does get back. A brilliant catch by Cody Kashimoto. I mean, laying out in left field to take a bloop single away from McAnally. It is one of the plays of the season right there by Cody Kashimoto. Great catch. 1 away. And Thomas Ferragaro, the hitter. If that ball's in, then the Knights really have something going. First and second, nobody out. Ferragaro would be bunting, and who knows? But Kashimoto racing back into shallow left field with a diving catch. Sensational play. The pitch to Ferragaro, low and inside, ball 1. Thomas has walked and sacrificed. Brook Knight going through the signs at third. Ed Nags coaching at first. 3-1 Portland, bottom of the fifth. Ginger's 1-0 breaking ball just misses. And the count 2-0. Catcher Connor Stewart almost seemed to do a double take before returning the throw to his pitcher. 2 balls and no strikes to Ferragaro. Tai Yukamoto on deck. The Knights' supremacy in the West Coast League being challenged here tonight. The 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3, 3-0. 3-1 Portland, scoring 2 in the top of the 5th inning. The Knights on the comeback trail again, hoping to find it anyway. The 3-0 pitch is a strike, and the count 3-1. Against Ridgefield, the Knights rallied from down 3-0 and 4-0 to win that series in 2 games. A left-hander is throwing in the Pickles bullpen beyond the left field fence. The 3-1 pitch is in there for a strike to Ferraggiaro, and the count goes full to 3-2. Luke Lavin at first with 1 out. Not likely that Luke would be running here, 3-2. Many others in the Knights lineup would be. Luke being held on by Josh Schleichart, draws a throw and gets back. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ferraggiaro, the switch hitter, out of the box for a moment, now steps back in. The Pickles forging a 2-run lead in the top of the inning. The 3-2 pitch, a ground ball slap to Govea, goes to Barber for 1. The throw to first is not in time. Lavin going into a slide about 3/4 of the way down the line between first and second. It actually slid to get out of the way of the throw from Aaron Barber. But Ferraggiaro able to beat the throw to first on the fielder's choice, 5-4. 2 down, and Tai Yukamoto, the batter. Old Diz, in a similar play, did not slide down. A throw to first in a pretty close play. Ferraggiaro dives back. I can't remember the exact year or circumstance, the legend of Old Diz. Between first and second, it might have been in a World Series game in 1934. Another throw to first and close. Lavin dives back. But Dizzy running between first and second. The second baseman on the pivot threw to first. Dizzy stayed upright and the ball hit him in the forehead, knocked him out. A concussion on the field at the ballpark. X-rays were taken. The pitch to Yukamoto, a strike, and the count 0-1. 3-1 Portland, bottom of the 5th. The headline the next day, a stroke of brilliance. Old Diz was a character. But the headline the next day, X-rays of Dizzy's head reveal nothing. It's one of those classic moments. I'm not the headline writer, I'm sure, I hope at least, was writing the headline intentionally. X-rays of Diz's head reveal nothing. Another throw to first, and Lavin again back, or Ferraggiaro back, pardon me. Well, Luke Lavin did not want an X-ray to reveal nothing or anything or something. He got down. Aaron Barber's throw, though, bounced to first. The pitch to Yukamoto, a check swing taken a little low and away, and the count 1-1. Classic character, the great Jerome Hanna Dean. Dizzy Dean, 150 wins, hit by the line drive, and his career shortened. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ginger delivers high and away. Ball 2, 2-1. 3-1. The Portland Pickles in front in the bottom of the 5th inning. Blake Wilson on deck. Murphy Ginger has pitched extremely well. The 2-1 pitch, Yukamoto takes just outside. Ball 3, 3-1.
They didn't have any.
3 balls and a strike to Tai Yukamoto. From the stretch, Ginger ready. Delivers high and away for ball 4. A disciplined plate appearance for Tai. The batter is Blake Wilson, who has struck out and grounded to third. The Knights have the tying runs on base in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the pitching coach heads out to the mound for a conversation with Murphy Ginger. The Knights are looking now for that clutch 2-out hit, and Blake, among many contributors along those lines, waiting. This is a very important game for both teams, clearly. Portland trying to knock the Knights from the top spot in this league since 2016. And the Knights know the expectations and coming here, and to a man, Blake himself said, we don't want to be the guys that mess it up, as he put it eloquently. He is in a big situation here now with runners at first and second and 2 down. But after winning 7 straight, this group of young men all in on wanting to make sure that the streak doesn't end on their watch. But Portland, as expected, giving the Knights a true fight with a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th. Blake Wilson at the plate with 2 on and 2 outs. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball up. Ball 1, 1-0. Kevin Takeuchi on deck. We started at 78, beginning to cool off a little bit more here in the middle innings. Breaking ball misses for ball 2. 2-0 to Blake. A left-hander continues to throw in the Portland Pickles bullpen. 2 on and 2 outs, a 2-run Pickles lead. The tremendous catch by McAnally has perhaps kept the Knights out of a potential huge inning. Wilson swings at the 2-0 pitch and fouls it straight back. The count to Blake, 2 balls and a strike. Thomas Ferraggiaro at second, Tai Yukamoto at first. 2 down. 3-1 Portland in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ginger ready. The 2-1 pitch is in there. Good pitch for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Blake steps out of the box for a moment, heaves a deep sigh. Now the right-hand hitter climbs back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out. Ferraggiaro from second, Yukamoto from first. The 2-2 pitch, pop foul, off to the right, headed towards the Omaha room roof and off and into Urchin Alley. It remains 2-2. If the Pickles win, they'll play at Walker Stadium at Lentz Park on Friday night. If the Knights win, they play here on Friday night against either Wenatchee or Bellingham. Another 2-2 pitch coming from Murphy Ginger to Blake Wilson. 2 on and 2 out, bottom of the 5th. The 2-2 breaking ball just misses for ball 3, 3-2. Ginger was taking several steps toward his own dugout. Cohen Gomez and maybe Gabe Hernandez would say with Jim Reeves, welcome to my world. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The runners Ferraggiaro and Yukamoto will go on the pitch. Here it comes. Wilson, a tapper over the mound. Tough play. It'll be a base hit for Blake Wilson, an infield single. That loads the bases with 2 down for the Knights' RBI leader, Kevin Takeuchi. Good pitch by Ginger, but a nice job by Blake Wilson to fight it off. And the Knights have the guy that has delivered all season long, Kevin Takeuchi, the leader in average home runs and runs batted in, steps in with the Knights fans coming to life here, trying to drown out the chanting Pickles fans who have been very impressive this evening. The pitch is a blooper to shallow center, but coming in on it is Tony Otis playing shallowly and no drama in that sequence. Ginger comes off yelling again. He's fired up and pumped up. He's pitched a great ball game. That may be the end of the line for him. He gets a hug from his pitching coach. Ginger has a chance to get a win, doing a tremendous job here, getting Takeuchi on the first pitch with the bases loaded. And the Knights leave 3, and at the end of 5, Portland 3 and the Knights 1. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Looking for the latest news that you can trust? Subscribe to the Gazette-Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette-Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today.
Three to one Pickles. Top of the sixth inning. Diego Castellanos taking the first two pitches out of the zone, swings and hits one sharply to the left. Goes second baseman Kevin Takeuchi to the rim in shallow right, makes a nice play and throws out Castellanos to lead matters off in the top of the sixth inning with the Pickles in front 3-1. We didn't get to any kind of high drama in the Kevin Takeuchi at bat. Kevin thought he had a pitch from Murphy Ginger, took a hack at it and flied to center with the bases loaded. Gabe Hernandez, fastball laced to left field. Cabrera slides into it, not having to fight the sun, makes the catch, 2 down. Couple of nice defensive plays for the Knights to open the top of the sixth inning. Tony Otis, the batter. Otis has flied to right and doubled to center. 3-1 Pickles in the sixth. I think we're going to see a new pitcher coming in. Murphy Ginger, an amazing job tonight. First pitch breaking ball from Gabe Hernandez. Misses down and in. Ball 1-0. Getting the Knights' top hitter to fly out with the bases loaded. Fastball away, ball 2-0. Dan Siegel was thanking many. My thanks to Brooks' mom, Jan Babbitt. Jan, thank you. Wonderful. What a wonderful gift. Again, thank you for looking out for me. That is a beautiful gift, and thank you so much. And grandson Briley in a sling. He just had shoulder surgery on his left shoulder. Dr. Wobig performing it last week. Briley was at the ballpark tonight and delivered unto me, Jan, that cooler full of wonderful-looking stuff. Thank you so much. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball just inside. Ball 3-1 to Tony Otis. Neither Cohen Gomez nor Blake Hernandez have had a 1-2-3 inning. The Pickles have put pressure on in virtually every inning. The 3-1 pitch in there for a strike to run the count full. 3-2 to Tony Otis. 2 down, nobody on. In the sixth, 3-1 Pickles. Hernandez to the plate, ground ball sharply to third, fielded by Ferragiro, sets up and throws a strike, and the Knights defend the yard beautifully in the sixth inning. Gabe Hernandez thus has a 1-2-3 frame. We go to the bottom of the sixth, and we will see a new pitcher coming out of the pen for the Portland Pickles. What a job by Murphy Ginger. We will be back after this 2-minute pitching change break to the bottom of the sixth. The Pickles 3, the Knights 1. Back in 2 on Joe Radio. Bottom of the sixth inning, 3-1 Pickles. A new pitcher in for Portland, a big left-hander, Chris Downs, 6'7", 225-pounder out of Cal Poly. Grew up a little further south in the Golden State in Santa Clarita. Hart High School, Matt Moore country. And he takes over after a really good performance by starter Murphy Ginger, who is in position to get a win if the Pickles bullpen can bring this thing home. Brandon Cabrera will lead things off for the Knights against Chris Downs. Brandon will be followed by Quinn Dufort and then Tyler Howard. The first pitch, good fastball, in there for a strike to Cabrera. Brandon against Ginger, hit back to the box and walked. The big southpaw works out of the stretch and delivers strike 2 to Cabrera. Chris comes out of the bullpen, filling up the zone, making his 11th appearance, 22 2/3, 7 walks, 18 strikeouts, 1-0, an ERA of 1.58. 0-2 the count. Downs to the plate. Cabrera takes a fastball just outside, ball 1. 1-2. Downs nods yes. The right-hand hitting Cabrera awaits the big lefty. The 1-2 pitch, a chopper to third. Govea up with it from behind the bag, throws to first and gets Brandon Cabrera. One away in the bottom of the sixth. Quinn Dufort has been aboard on an error and struck out looking. Will come to the plate. He'll stay in against the left-handed offerings of big Chris Downs. TJ Mathewson texted me earlier in the Triple Crown meditation. There has been one since '67. Miguel Cabrera with the Tigers won the Triple Crown in 2012. I do not know his numbers at all. Could not come up with a single one, whereas Robbie and Yaz, I gave them to you. And I'm pretty sure they're right without recourse to a baseball encyclopedia or Baseball Reference or anywhere on my phone. I think I gave 316, 49, 122, 326, 44, and 121. Numbers that have stayed with me, obviously, for a lifetime. Dufort taking outside. The 1-0 fastball, left on left, is in there for a strike to Quinn. 1-1 the count. TJ, if you're listening, give me Miggy's Triple Crown numbers just for the heck of it in 2012. The 1-1 pitch on the way in the turf, ball 2. And TJ, if you're still listening, I have the pleasure of working with TJ and John Warren. We're all at football practice today, getting ready for the return of the Joe Beaver Show on Monday, August 26th, and the start of the Trent Bray era against Idaho State, August 31st. The 2-1 pitch up around the chin, high and inside from Downs for ball 3. 3-1. 3-1 Pickles in the sixth. TJ, how did the Mariners end up doing? I could find it on my phone, but if you're listening and know, give me a quick sum up. 3 balls and 1 strike to Quinn Dufort. Quinn takes a strike. Good pitch by big Chris Downs, and the count goes full to 3-2. Tyler Howard on deck. Looks to be a crowd in the range of 15 to 1,600 tonight in the South Division playoff game. The 3-2 pitch, good fastball. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's excellent work on the part of Downs. Down in the count, 3-1. Comes back to get Dufort swinging. 2 away, Tyler Howard the hitter. Tyler has lined into a double play and grounded to short. 2 outs and nobody on. The Knights had a real look last inning. Bases loaded. Down 2 runs and left the sacks full. Now Howard trying to get something going with 2 down. He has one of the hardest hit balls of the night, lined into a double play at first. Takes a fastball high, ball 1, 1-0. Chris Downs out of the stretch with nobody on. The left-hander comes back. Howard hits one foul into Urchin Alley to the right. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. We started at 78 degrees, still holding a comfortable 73, but the breezes with the sun going down feeling a little bit cooler now. The 1-1 pitch to Howard, fouled straight back, and the count 1-2. The left-hander Chris Downs getting the sign from Connor Stewart. Comes to the plate very high. Ball 2, 2-2. Speaking of left-handers, was so pleased, thrilled for Matthew Boyd coming back after 14 months away from the game and pitching a huge game for the Cleveland Guardians a couple of days ago. 2-2 fastball from the left-hander Chris Downs taken. Strike 3 called. Good stuff from Downs. Tremendous pitching from Ginger and Downs have kept the Knights quiet through 6. We go to the 7th. The Portland Pickles 3, the Corvallis Knights 1. Checking to see if Gabe's coming back out for another inning or whether we have a new pitcher coming in. It will be Gabe. We'll be back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Hey Corvallis Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, the one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Portland Pickles 3 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. The Corvallis Knights 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. The Knights do make a pitching change. Sean Weiss into the game. And the first pitch is a called strike, even though the pitch was dropped by Tyler Howard and trickled off his mitt to behind home plate. No penalty for Sean. He made a good pitch. 0-1 to Aaron Barber, the switch hitter leading things off for the Pickles in the 7th. Portland in front, 3-1. Sean back to the plate, just outside. Howard held the ball up for a half a tick or longer. Ball 1 is called by Rick Freitas. Sean Weiss, 16-2 in his 4 years with the Corvallis Knights. The 1-1 pitch on the way. A bunt up along first. It's a good bunt. Weiss has no play. It's a base hit for Aaron Barber. Pushing a bunt up along first with the Pickles intent on ending it here tonight. And they're closing in. The Knights have 9 outs remaining Sean Weiss will be charged and is charged with just trying to keep the Knights as close as possible. It's a 2-run deficit now, which is manageable, of course. But a nice bunt by Barber, bringing Armando Briseño to the plate. You wonder if he might be bunting too. The Knights think so, and Briseño does bunt and pushes it up along first. Foul. No balls and 1 strike. The Pickles a run in the second. The Knights pulled even in the third. The Pickles scored 2 in the fifth. And here we are in the seventh in the South Division title game. The Pickles trying to end the Knights' reign tonight here in Corvallis. Sean out of the stretch. And the left-hander throws over to first. Aaron Barber back to the bag. Excellent bunt by Barber to open the inning. Barber 2 for 2 in stolen bases. No balls and a strike to the right-hand hitting Armando Briseño, who again bunts, this again to the right side, fielded by Weiss, underhands to McAnally, who backpedals to cover first. But another well-executed sacrifice by Portland. 1-3. Into second base goes Aaron Barber. Tanner Griffith, the hitter. Griffith sacrificed in the fifth, walked in the third. Okay, I'm sorry, a little bit ahead of myself. Cody Kashimoto, who made the excellent catch, ended up being the guy, and my apologies, the excellent bunt for Kashimoto up along first. Aaron Barber got the sacrifice down 1-3. And now Armando Briseño at the plate. First pitch a strike, 0-1 the count. 3-1 Portland in the seventh. The 0-1 pitch from Sean misses low, and the count 1-1. Kashimoto with the beautiful bunt single to open the inning. Barber with the sacrifice. Now Cody at second. Cody made one of the bigger defensive plays against the Knights in postseason play that I've seen during the Knights' great run. The pitch on the way. A ground ball back up the middle into center field. Kashimoto will score. The throw to the plate not in time. And the Portland Pickles lead it 4-1 on the RBI single by Armando Briseño. And they're whooping it up. Dylan, the mascot, Dylan the Pickle, and the Pickles fans on their feet, chanting, standing, and whooping it up. They have brought the energy, the enthusiasm, and the determination to be part of a group that ends the night's run. 4-1 in favor of Portland. Now, that score, kind of a magical score in the history of baseball, and Sean Weiss and the Knights hope to keep it there at 4-1. But that was the score the day Bobby Thompson hit his home run. Just saying. When the Giants came to the plate at the Polo Grounds, Coogan's Bluff, October 3rd of 51, trailing 4-1, and won it. Sean's first pitch to Tanner Griffith, a strike, 0-1 the count. Russ Peterson taking his usual post next to the Weiss family. Casey and Amy aren't here, but Gary and Sylvia are. The strike one pitch from Sean swung on and missed in the count 0-2. Through the last 4 summers, whenever Sean has been in ball games, Russ comes up. He leaves Cindy to watch from behind home plate, and the Knights fans are chanting, "Let's go Knights, let's go Knights." The strike 2 pitch from Sean misses down and away. So the battle has begun in the stands. And I thought the Knights might rise as a fan base to this challenge that the Pickles have brought. The 1-2 pitch, a one-hop base hit into center field. Another shot through the box. It has been a good approach all evening long for the Pickles. Back up the middle. their third hit of the inning. They have 11 hits in the game. They lead the Knights 4-1. And the batter will be Alex Gouveia, who has the game's biggest hit. And Brook Knight is on his way out to the mound. And will this be a quick hook for Sean? I don't know. But Sean, who has been such a key component to the Knights' last 3 championships and to the run to the playoffs again here in 24, pitched 3 innings on Sunday night, coming back on a couple of days' rest, comes out for maybe the final time with the Corvallis Knights. Gary and Sylvia both. Sylvia's up, his grandmother, with a standing ovation for Sean. We'll see a new pitcher coming in. Portland has opened up a 4-1 lead. They have 2 on with 1 out in the 7th. A new pitcher coming in for the Knights to try to keep it there. Back in 2 in the 7th on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Right-hander Peyton Risky summoned in out of the bullpen to try to keep the damage at just 1 run here in the inning. But some more guys are being dispatched as Risky goes to work on Gouveia. The first pitch missing to Alex. 1-0 the count. Alex has doubled and scored and singled home 2 runs. The Pickles leading 4-1 in the top of the 7th. The 1-0 fastball from Risky is high for ball 2. 2-0. 4-1 Portland, top of the 7th. Scoring 2 in the 5th to break a 1-1 tie. The Pickles have added 1 here in the 7th, trying to take full control of this South Division title game. Risky's fastball, a strike, and the count 2-1 to Gouveia. Josh Schleichart on deck. It looks like a pinch hitter has moved into the on-deck circle for the Pickles. The 2-1 fastball in there, strike 2, with Risky trying to come back now with a count of 2-2, 2 on and 1 out. 4-1 Portland in the 7th. Risky reading Tyler. And the 2-2 pitch on the way, pulled foul down the left field line in the corner. The count remains 2-2. Peyton Risky and Tyler Howard, the Knights battery. Coulter McAnally at first, Kevin Takeuchi at second, Ty Yukamoto at short, Thomas Ferrajaro at third, Brandon Cabrera in left, Blake Wilson in center, Luke Lavin in right. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Alex Govea. 4-1 Pickles, top of the 7th. Risky out of the stretch, the 2-2 pitch. A line drive caught by Coulter McAnally. Steps on first to double up Tanner Griffith. The inning is over. Both teams with an unassisted double play at first base tonight. The Pickles do tack on a run, but Peyton Risky gets the double play ball to keep the damage at 1. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's the Portland Pickles 4, the Knights 1, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Before 1,269, the base, the core, the true Knights believers being challenged tonight by the Pickles throng here in the stands at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 4-1 Portland. Luke Lavin 2 for 2 on the night. Takes in the turf from the left-hander Chris Downs. Ball 1. Luke has scored the Knights' only run back in the 3rd inning, an unearned run. Tremendous pitching by Murphy Ginger through 5. Downs a solid 6th inning, striking out the last 2 and retiring the side in order. The 6-7 lefties 1-0 pitch. Lavin misses a bunt attempt. Now Luke was trying to bunt for a hit on his own with the 3rd baseman Alex Govea deep. But Luke missed the bunt attempt to even the count at 1-1. Luke Lavin, Coulter McAnally, and Thomas Ferragaro. 4-1 Portland, bottom of the 7th. Lavin takes a strike and the count 1-2. Luke adjusts his batting gloves out of the box for a moment, now steps back in. Mac the Knight pacing on top of the Knights dugout, trying to get the Knights fans fired up and rallied up. 1-2 the count. Sales delivers, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Downs, I should say, but pitching a little bit a la Sales. 3 straight strikeouts for Chris Downs. 1 away. And Coulter McAnally, the hitter. A couple of right-handers are throwing in the Portland Pickles bullpen. One of them I sought out earlier today. The pitch to McAnally, pop foul off first, racing over. The first baseman and catcher come together, and the ball caught by the first baseman just into the game after getting hit a la linebacker. I think they would have called targeting on a football player. Connor Stewart crashing into the Pickles' new first baseman, who was in the on-deck circle and was going to bat for Josh Schleichart. Riley McCarthy took a shot in the chest and held on to the foul ball. Tremendous catch by McCarthy. The Pickles are making the big-time plays tonight. And it would befit a team that if the Knights are to be knocked out, it's going to take a superlative effort from the team to finally end the streak for the Knights. The first pitch to Thomas Ferraggiaro, a strike, and the count 0-1. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 7th. The strike one pitch from Downs is high. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ferraggiaro. Wow, what a catch. And toughness shown by Riley McCarthy, making the catch in front of his own dugout here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 outs, nobody on, 4-1 Portland. The 1-1 pitch fouled straight back in the count 1-2. I actually met via Uber and the telephone today, and my friend Andy McCloskey on a shift up north picked up. He said, I got somebody in my car with me. Who would that be? Carter Delaney. And Carter Delaney's loosening up, and had the pleasure of meeting him that way as he was making his way to the team bus to come down here to Corvallis. The 1-2 pitch missing a little bit low, ball 2. Carter is probably going to see some action in this game, maybe even next inning. He's been a closer and a good one for Coach Magdaleno. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. 4-1 Portland in the 7th. The 2-2 pitch inside. Jackknifing Ferraggiaro. The count goes full to 3-2. Tai Yukamoto on deck. A sense of pensiveness, indeed nervousness, kind of beginning to cover the Knights fans, who are trying now to clap their way to cheering the Knights on, but it's Portland in command. Fastball got him swinging. So the Knights certainly showing a flair for the dramatic tonight. If they're going to make it 8 straight championships, this may be the most spectacular of all if they end up winning it. And I was reading earlier today, the day Bobby Thompson hit his home run, Roger Kahn's great essay, thinking of Don DeLillo as well. We'll talk more about that as we go to the 8th. At the end of 7, Portland 4, the Knights 1 back in 90 on Joe Radio.
We want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
News that you can trust. Subscribe to the Gazette-Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette-Times has it all. For only $1 for 3.
Riley McCarthy leading things off, and another base hit up the middle for Portland. Wow. McCarthy getting his first at-bat after making a tremendous catch of a foul pop in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hits one back through the box, up the middle for a leadoff single here in the 8th. The Pickles have done a sensational job tonight. They lead it 4-1. The Knights are down to their final 6 outs of this ball game, and if they don't rally it up, the reign ends after 7 consecutive West Coast League championships. So a sense of pressure for the Knights building, a sense of excitement for the Pickles, their ball club, their players, their fans. Diego Castellanos takes a strike from Peyton Risky, 0-1 the count, 4 runs and 12 hits. Castellanos shows bunt and takes low, ball 1, 1-1. A leadoff single in the first for the Pickles, a leadoff double in the second, a leadoff walk in the third, a leadoff single in the fifth. Leadoff singles in each of the last 2 innings. The 1-1 pitch from Risky misses for ball 2, 2-1. The Pickles have brought the fight from the get-go and are 6 outs away from delivering a knockout to the 7 consecutive champion Corvallis Knights. Another pitch misses high and away, ball 3, 3-1, with Castellanos again showing bunt. A leadoff single for Riley McCarthy, taking over defensively for Josh Schleichard. The 3-1 pitch bunted back to Risky. He goes to Yukamoto for 1, on to first, not in time, but a nice job by Risky. Once again, though, even though it was a very nice play by Peyton to cut down the lead runner, a good bunt. It took a good play by Risky to get the ball to tie for the sacrifice 1-6. Or pardon me, the fielder's choice 1-6. The throw nearly hit the second base umpire, Jim Courtney, who just did get out of the way as Risky whirled and threw to Yukamoto. First pitch breaking ball to Connor Stewart. The Pickles catcher misses down and away, ball 1. 4-1 Pickles, top of the 8th inning. Castellanos held on at first by Coulter McAnally. The 1-0 pitch, chop foul near Jordan Barkus. The count even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tony Otis on deck. The incessant chant of "Let's go Pickles" continues to ensue from the upper grandstand to my right. Just below me, but to my right in the upper grandstand above the Jack Riley concourse. The 1-1 pass ball, high and inside, ball 2, 2-1. And quite honestly, I've never heard it on this wise in this league, in this ballpark, through the summers of the Knights' reign. Good to hear, actually. It's great to see the rivalry. The 2-1 fastball misses for ball 3, 3-1. My schedule and the night schedule did not permit me to get to Walker Stadium at Lentz Park this season. I missed it. The 3-1 pitch, a line drive, base hit to left field. Brandon Cabrera plays the ball in a couple of hops. Into second base goes Diego Castellanos. The 13th hit of the night for the Pickles. First and second, 1 out. Tony Otis, the batter. The beautiful tree-surrounded ballpark there, and the atmosphere at Walker Stadium at Lentz Park is one of the best that I've ever seen. I love it. And they have built such a great following, and we're seeing a number of those fans who have fallen in love with the Pickles making the trip here tonight, and they're having a heck of a time. And I would imagine if they bring this thing off and get those last 6 outs, that the celebratory experience for the Pickles on the field and their fans in the stands will be something to behold. It's been a long and amazing run for the Knights, having won the last 7 West Coast League championships, and they're in the fight of their lives here tonight. Down 4-1 in the 8th, 2 on and 1 out. Tony Otis takes in the turf for ball 1, 1-0. Tony has flied to right, doubled, and grounded out. 2 on, 1 out. 4-1 Portland in the 8th. Risky delivers a fastball away. Ball 2, 2-0. When the Knights bat in the bottom of the 8th, Ty Yukamoto, Blake Wilson, and Kevin Takeuchi, the scheduled hitters. The 2-0 pitch from Risky is high. Ball 3, 3-0. Cody Kashimoto, who's been a huge player in this game, on deck. His catch of the little fly ball off the bat of Coulter McAnally, a game changer earlier. And he's been good at the plate, too. The 3-0 pitch is outside to load him up for Cody Kashimoto. Cody singled to open the game. He has walked, struck out, and had a bunt single to spark a one-run inning last inning. Brook Knight is on his way out to the mound, and we'll probably see a new pitcher coming in to take over for Peyton Risky. Well, the Knights just trying to hang on to any semblance of hope in this one now. Brook, when he goes out, usually is going to make a change, and he's going to. We'll see a new pitcher coming in for the Corvallis Knights here in the top of the 8th inning with the Pickles on the verge of busting it open. But we'll see if, I think it's Caleb Debin coming in to try to keep that from happening and keep the Knights in this ball game. Bases loaded, 1 out, 4-1 Portland in the 8th, back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Caleb Debin indeed in the game. Bases loaded, 1 out. The switch hitting Cody Kashimoto, who pushed a bunt for a base hit and scored a run last inning, takes a strike here from Caleb. Bases loaded, 1 out. 4-1 Portland, top of the 8th inning. Brook Knight has brought his infielders all in at the edge of the green. The strike 1 pitch to Kashimoto is in there for strike 2 from Caleb. 0-2 the count. Huge night for Cody, trying to deliver a staggering blow to the Knights here. Bases loaded, 1 out, 4-1 Portland. The strike 2 pitch from Caleb misses very high, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Caleb Debin out of Tigard High School, and George Fox working out of the stretch with the sacks full and 1 out. The 1-2 pitch to Kashimoto. Check swing foul back of the plate. It remains 1-2 the count. A leadoff single for Riley McCarthy. Diego Castellanos averted a double play. He's at third. Connor Stewart at second. Tony Otis at first. The pitch to Kashimoto, hit foul into Urchin Alley to the right. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the 8th inning. Caleb Debin from the stretch with the infield in, delivers a ground ball to second. The throw to the plate is caught on a hop for the force out of the plate by Tyler Howard. 2 down. Good job by Kevin Takeuchi and a nice catch by Howard. That was not an easy one-hopper to handle, and he had to turn the glove, the mitt, upwards and catch it at the belt buckle. Kashimoto aboard on the fielder's choice. 4-2. 2 down. Bases loaded. Aaron Barber the batter. And the Knights infield returns to normal depth. Barber takes just outside, ball 1, 1-0. Aaron has been aboard on a fielder's choice, sacrificed, single to center and scored, and sacrificed again. 4-1 Pickles, top of the 8th, bases loaded, 2 down. The 1-0 pitch misses inside, ball 2, 2-0. Connor Stewart at third, Tony Otis at second, Cody Kashimoto at first. Caleb Debin from the stretch, and the 2-0 pitch, a fly ball to shallow right field. Luke Lavin moves in to make the catch, and the Knights are still alive. Good work by Caleb Debin. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Left-hander Chris Downs has been sensational, has retired all 6 batters that he's faced with 4 strikeouts. And the big lefty will go to the bump again as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Portland 4, the Knights 1, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Four to 1 Portland, bottom of the 8th inning. The day Bobby Thompson hit his home run. 4-1 going to the bottom of the 9th, and yeah, it happened. The miracle of Coogan's Bluff. Now the Knights hope that they've got a rally in them, whether it's the 8th or 9th. They'd like to get it started now. Down 3 with 6 outs remaining to them. Ty Yukamoto steps in against Chris Downs. Ty will be followed by Blake Wilson and then Kevin Takeuchi against the 6'7 lefty who's retired all 6 batters that he's faced. He misses down and away to Ty Yukamoto, ball 1, 1-0. I read what I think is a novella years ago entitled Pafko at the Wall. And did that become part of a larger work? And I'm asking it not rhetorically. I think so. Something called Underworld by Don DeLillo, the outstanding novelist. But I saw a short version, Pafko at the Wall, which is all about everybody who was at that game at Coogan's Bluff, October 3 of 51. The 1-1 pitch to Ty just outside, ball 2, 2-1. If you ever get a chance to read that, I think it's part of a larger overall work by DeLillo. But Pafko at the Wall, oh my goodness, what a great novella capturing what October 3 of 51 was like at the Polo Grounds. Yukamoto, a comebacker. Fielded by Downs, he turns and throws to first, and to get Yukamoto out is gigantic. Ty has been a spark plug, the ultimate catalyst all summer, but he makes out to open the bottom of the eighth, and when that happens, you get that feel. Is it going to happen? Can the Knights muster up a magical comeback? Can they keep this amazing run alive? If they don't, as Blake Wilson steps in, Blake is 1 for 3. An infield single in his last at-bat in the fifth. 7 straight retired by Downs. Wilson hits one foul to Urchin Alley to the right, 0-1 the count. While the Pickles fans celebrate, and while the Pickles fans, as well they should, if they do indeed knock the Knights off and out tonight to become the first team to do so in 9 years, the Knights fans who are here, I hope, should remain and salute their guys more than ever. Blake Wilson, a long drive to deep left center, but Tony Otis goes back to catch it, and the Knights are down to their last 4 outs in 2024 and their 7-year reign as West Coast League champions. But I hope you understand what I mean. If it does come to an end tonight, I would hope that the Knights fans who have appreciated the incredible run would linger and stay and stand and cheer and give the Knights their well-deserved applause for this team, yes, this year, but in a very real sense, for the amazing entire 7-year run that it's been, if indeed it comes to an end tonight. The first pitch to Kevin Takeuchi outside for ball 1, 1-0. 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-0 pitch just outside to Kevin. Ball 2, 2-0. Brandon Cabrera on deck. 4-1 Pickles, bottom of the 8th. Portland making the bus trip down the road and closing in on a historic victory. The 2-0 pitch sliced down the right field line, a long run for Tanner Griffith, but he's up to it. He gets there to make the catch. The Knights go in order. The left-hander Chris Downs has been brilliant. He's retired all 9 batters that he's faced. We go to the top of the 9th in the West Coast League South Division Championship game. It remains the Pickles 4 and the Knights 1 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
News that you can trust. Subscribe to the Gazette-Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette-Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette-Times community. Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, your one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Top of the 9th inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Armando Briseño, the designated hitter, taking the first 2 pitches out of the zone. The 2-0 fastball from Caleb Debin swung on and missed. 2-1 the count. Debin, a superb job out of the bullpen last inning to keep the Knights in the fight. 4-1 Portland, top of the 9th inning. The 2-1 pitch, Briseño strokes it to right center field. How about that? Another leadoff hit, and it's the 14th hit of the night for the Pickles. What a great effort for them. They're 3 outs away from ending the reign. And if they do, they've absolutely deserved it. 7 of the 9 innings, the Pickles have had their leadoff man aboard 6 times with hits. Devin delivers, and the first pitch is in there for a strike to Tanner Griffith, who was showing bunt. Coach Magdaleno, who is a great baseball historian, lover of the game, may want to take it off the 4-1 score. And so he's looking to play for a run. Tanner Griffith takes low and inside, and the count 1-1. Mark gives the sign. Jordan Barkus relays it to Tanner Griffith. 1 ball and 1 strike. 4-1 Pickles, top of the 9th. Griffith isn't bunting. Takes a big rip and doesn't get it. The count 1-2. I have been invoking Bobby Thompson, Roger Kahn, the Miracle of Coogan's Bluff all evening long, with not hoping we'd be 4-1, but hoping that if it comes to it, that the parallel for the Knights in trying to keep the championship hope alive, the down 4-1 in the bottom of the 9th, there's been historical and amazing precedent in one of the biggest games in baseball history. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Griffith, down and in from Devin, ball 3, 3-1. If the Pickles get a run, that's going to kind of destroy that fearful symmetry. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tanner Griffith. The 3-2 fastball from Devin fouled Waldo away and out of play. Armando Briseño, a leadoff single. He's at first, held on by Coulter McAnally. It's a credit to the Knights pitchers and their own grit that it's 4 runs on 14 hits. Fastball high, ball 4. And the Pickles again with a chance to throw a real haymaker. The Knights pitchers have been in trouble all evening long, quite frankly. But Cohen Gomez, Gabe Hernandez, and Peyton Risky, now Caleb Debin, have all been making enough pitches to kind of stay in touch with the game. But Brooke Knight, with the team down to its final 3 outs and can ill afford to give up any more runs, is going to the bullpen again. He's going to bring on another pitcher here in the top of the 9th inning. It looks like it's the incoming freshman at Oregon State, James DeCramer, coming into a clutch situation. DeCramer hoping to hold down the Pickles and pitch himself into a win, a la October 3 of 51. DeCramer comes in, back in 2, 4-1 Portland in the 9th on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. James DeCramer, the incoming freshman at Oregon State, comes on here in the top of the ninth inning, trying to keep the Knights in the ballgame out of Brophy College Prep. Been committed to the Beavers since 2020. And a guy that has all the talent in the world, hoping to command the good stuff here and give the Knights a look at 4-1 going to the bottom of the ninth. But the Pickles have 2 on and nobody out for Alex Gouveia. DeCramer's first pitch is a breaking ball, high and inside, ball 1, 1-0. 2 on, nobody out. Gouveia showing bunt. The 1-0 pitch from James is very high for ball 2, 2-0. Gouveia's had a big ball game tonight. Doubled and scored, drove in 2 runs with a base hit in the 5th. First and second, nobody out. Gouveia is showing with a count of 2-0. DeCramer out of the stretch. James's 2-0 pitch, a fastball for a strike, and the count 2-1. Coach Magdaleno gives the signal out to Jordan Barkus. Barkus is willing to share that sign with Gouveia and the runners. Briseño at second, Griffith from first. Out of the stretch works James DeCramer. Gouveia shows and gets down a good bunt up along third, and it rolls fair, not foul, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. 15 hits on the night for the Pickles, who are on the verge of taking it off the historic 4-1 and essentially putting it out of reach. Difficult to say, difficult even to conceive of when you think about the Knights' run that they've been on. But a very good Portland Pickles club is close to delivering what would amount to a knockout blow here in the top of the ninth. The Pickles will take an offensive timeout with the stakes so high. Coach Magdaleno summoning his third base coach, Jordan Barkus, all of the base runners, there are 3 of them, and his hitter, Riley McCarthy, to talk about the best way to go about the attack here against James DeCramer and the Knights in the top of the ninth inning, with Portland leading 4-1. The Pickles already with a commanding lead, but one more run renders it even more so, of course. A crooked number puts it nearly out of reach, just in terms of, the unlikelihood of rallying for 5 runs. 3, you still have kind of that reachable sense. Anything more than that, a very difficult proposition. So Coach Maggs knows all of that well. And James DeCramer now trying to keep the Knights in the game with the bases loaded and nobody out. Delivers a breaking ball off the mid of Tyler Howard down and away to McCarthy. 1-0. McCarthy singled to center field to open the 8th. 7 out of 9 innings. The Pickles have had their leadoff man aboard. 4 runs and 15 hits for the visiting Pickles. DeCramer from the stretch. The 1-0 fastball in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. The Knights in this game where they've been fighting uphill all night have used Cohen Gomez, Gabe Hernandez, Sean Weiss, Peyton Riskey, Caleb Debin, and now James DeCramer. The 1-1 breaking ball in there for strike 2. 1-2 the count to McCarthy. Diego Castellanos on deck. Briseño at third, Griffith at second, Gouveia at first. Nobody out. The 1-2 slider taken. Strike 3 called. 1 away. Boy, that's a nasty pitch. And James DeCramer hoping to have perhaps his most important outing as a Knight tonight in the top of the ninth inning. If he can pitch his way through without giving up a run, the lift that will give to the Knights coming to the plate in the bottom of the ninth, one would think would be immense. Diego Castellanos at the plate. DeCramer delivers a change for a strike in the count 0-1. Castellanos has a sacrifice fly, a base hit, has grounded out and hit into a fielder's choice. The infield in, bases loaded, 1 out. DeCramer from the stretch, and the strike 1 fastball in there. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Brandon Cabrera, Quinn Dufort, and Tyler Howard, the scheduled hitters for the Knights. 4-1 Portland, top of the 9th inning. No balls and 2 strikes to Diego Castellanos. Connor Stewart on deck. James kicks and comes 0-2. Fastball just inside, ball 1. 1-2. McAnally, Takeuchi, Yukimoto, and Ferragamo just off the edge of the green here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field with the bases loaded and 1 out. Portland leading 4-1. The 1-2 changeup, a ground ball. Takeuchi charges, gloves, and throws to the plate for a force. 2 down in the 9th. For the second consecutive inning, a fielder's choice, 4-2. The bases remain loaded. Connor Stewart, the batter. DeCramer, as I said, hoping to be in the midst of, if not his best overall outing, his most important and significant one to try to keep the Knights in this ballgame. His first pitch slider to Stewart misses high and inside, ball 1. Connor has singled, been robbed on a great catch by Coulter McAnally, has lined out and singled again. Bases loaded, 2 down. The 1-0 slider in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. Four to 1 Portland in the 9th. They had the bases loaded with nobody out. Now the bases loaded and 2 down. DeCramer trying to work his way through and give his team a huge lift. James ready to the plate. Fastball away. Ball 2, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike the count. James delivers breaking ball in there for a strike, and the count 2-2. James is a strike away. If he gets it, if he gets out of it, the roar from the Knights fans, I would think, would be palpable and give the Knights the belief that, hey, we can go get this done. 4-1 Pickles, top of the 9th. Bases loaded, 2 down. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Connor Stewart. DeCramer comes set. James ready. The 2-2 pitch got him swinging. And the inning is over. From the bases loaded and nobody out to DeCramer retiring the next 3. 2 by strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The day Bobby hit his home run, it was 4-1 going to the bottom of the 9th. The Knights hope for a miracle rally of their own tonight here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The redoubtable Chris Downs, who's retired all 9 Knights batters that he's faced, will try to bring it home for the Pickles. Great job by DeCramer. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Portland 4, the Knights 1, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the ninth inning. 4-1, the Portland Pickles in front. Carter Delaney loosening up in the bullpen. Papa Jim, I think, listening back home, a former player himself at Principia College. The first pitch is going to lead to an out, and that's the biggest out of an inning. A fly ball to center on the first pitch of the inning. Tony Otis is right there. One pitch, one out, 10 straight retired by Chris Downs. And that's, again, not the way to put pressure. Again, Cabrera thought he had a pitch he could handle, but it puts no pressure whatsoever on the left-hander Downs, who has seemed impervious to it anyway. He's retired 10 in a row. One away, bottom of the ninth inning, 4-1 Portland. Carter Delaney out of UC Davis is loosening up in the bullpen. Back of Dufort, who's hit by the pitch. Quinn spun around. The Pickles dugout is arguing that Quinn might have spun around into the path of the pitch. But home plate umpire Ricky Freitas didn't see it that way. Quinn Dufort did kind of twist slightly into it appeared, but he was hit by the pitch. And he's aboard. And Tyler Howard, the batter. Bottom of the ninth inning, 4-1 Portland. Carter has a twin brother, I think, named Josh. I believe that's his name. And I think Josh and Jim and others listening tonight back in the Sacramento area. Oak Ridge High School for Carter, a pleasure to visit with him earlier today. Tyler Howard takes a strike, 0-1 the count. 4-1 Portland, bottom of the ninth inning. The Knights down to their final two outs in their reign. The strike one pitch on the inside corner, strike two, 0-2 the count. Chris Downs has been magnificent, but he simply was following the lead of the starter Murphy Ginger, who was too. 4 runs, 15 hits for Portland, a run, 4 hits for the Knights. Bottom of the ninth, 0-2 to Tyler Howard. The strike two pitch, a line drive to right field. Coming in a hurry is Griffith. Tanner makes the catch, and the Knights are down to their final out. In the summer of 2024, and in their amazing 7-year run as West Coast League champions. No one has won the title in this league since Bend back in 2015. Portland is an out away from knocking the Knights out and giving themselves a chance to win their first West Coast League championship on Friday night. But the Knights hoping to stay alive here now, 4-1, bottom of the ninth inning. Quinn Dufort not being held on by Riley McCarthy. That's a good decision that Charlie Dressen and the Dodgers wish they had back from 1951 when they did choose to hold a runner on, when they didn't need to, up 4-1 late. And the inning ensued, and Thompson did his thing, and DeLillo wrote about it. Luke Lavin takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Bottom of the ninth. 4-1 Portland. The Knights down to their final out and their final 2 strikes. Downs to the plate, bounces it up there, and the count 1-1. Coulter McAnally on deck. Lavin's had a good summer. He's had a good ball game. 2 for 3 on the night. Looking for his 3rd hit or just hoping to find his way on base to keep the Knights' hopes alive. Bottom of the ninth inning, 4-1 Portland, 2 down, a man aboard. Chris Downs from the stretch delivers a chopper to the shortstop. Short hop by Kashimoto. The throw to first is in time. And the Portland Pickles have knocked off the Corvallis Knights and ended the incredible run. And I'm disappointed to not see Knights fans rise into their feet. The Pickles fans are celebrating, and they will celebrate exuberantly, will the Pickles players, and deservedly so, for winning the ball game and winning the South Division and knocking the Corvallis Knights off their perch that they've occupied for 7 years. Knights fans are just picking up their things, I'm sure somewhat stunned and in disbelief. And I was hopeful for sort of a longer thank you standing ovation from Knights fans here in these final moments, should it come to this. But they've been great fans. Knights fans have been among the best in our league, and they've seen the best in West Coast League baseball and Summer League college baseball for lo these past 7 summers when the Knights have been crowned champions, all 7 times in this ballpark. But it's not to be tonight, thanks to an amazing pitching performance by the combination of Murphy Ginger and Chris Downs. The Knights did not get a hit off of Downs in his 4 innings of work, and they only managed 4 against the starter Murphy Ginger. The Portland Pickles are deserving champions of the West Coast League South Division as they defeat the Corvallis Knights 4-1 in the West Coast League South Division title game before 1,269 here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. It has been another fun run with the Knights, and all of you, thank you for tuning our way this summer. Thank you for coming out to the ballpark. I have no idea, who knows what indeed is in store in the days ahead, but I'm hopeful. I'm hoping that there'll be another summer under the sun for yours truly and for all of the Knights fans, and a new set of players for Brooke Knight and company to work with. I'm hoping we're all back together for another fun summer run in 2025. But that's it for 24. And for the first time since 2015, it is not the Knights celebrating a West Coast League championship. The Pickles have their opportunity Friday night at home against either Wenatchee or Bellingham. Thanks to all of you for coming out to the ballpark this summer and for supporting the Corvallis Knights in the beautiful way that you do. It's been a lot of fun, and we hope to do it again. Congratulations to the Portland Pickles, their ownership and management group, and their fans. We wish them well Friday night in the championship game. My thanks to Evan Bach, Andrew Roderick, Brian Thomas for the great work they did on the live stream all summer long, to Garrett Dworshak and Dale Hummel, to Sawyer Gowan, Glenda Curry, Brooks Hatch, and the rest of the crew, Heather and Amanda and Colleen and Derek and so many. It's been another great summer to be with you all. And thank you again for tuning in to the Knights live stream all summer long. The reign of 7 amazing consecutive years ends at the hands of the Portland Pickles tonight here in Corvallis. The Knights will make another run at it, I'm sure, in the summer of 2025. Thanks for joining us. For the aforementioned, this is Mike Parker from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, signing off one more time. Again, our final score: the Portland Pickles win the South. They defeat the Corvallis Knights and will play for the title on Friday. Portland 4, the Knights 1. Have a great rest of your summer, everybody. And for local listeners, we look forward to talking to you on the Joe Beaver Show beginning Monday, August 26th. And we roll into another season, this time football, in a couple of weeks across the way at Reser Stadium. That'll do it for the summer of 2024. The Knights' amazing 7-year run comes to an end. It's been a blast, and the Knights hope to make another run beginning next season. Portland 4, the Knights 1. Talk to you in a couple of weeks on Joe Radio on the Knights live stream. So long, everybody.